Yo guys, what up? It's the kid, it's the kid, it's the kid, it's the kid, it's the main man here, double H, half of trying to live, trying to exist, trying to be the best guy that I can be, man. So look, man, so of course, Liberty Social was going to be on this live show shebang for tonight. So obviously, we're going to talk about the Europa League final, Frankfurt against Rangers. Talk about Dybala, Dybala's whole transfer goings on because we're here in Tottenham. I mean, Dybala and Inter was the strongest links, but now Tottenham seem to be a whole new player that is coming in for Dybala. The Pogba, Labille, two teams, PSG, Juve. He seems closer to Juve, but PSG is on the peripheral. Where would be best for Pogba to go to? Because he's definitely leaving United. He ain't stayed at Borchester, but where should Pogba go to, and where would he benefit the most? And a very interesting topic. I think we have to talk about the Idrissa Gueye topic and him having to wear, refusing to wear the rainbow kits in support of LGBT. So we're trying to get into that, give our thoughts upon that, and try and, just, make some good, interesting convo upon them, man. So that's the key thing there. So I have my man here, Abdul. Abdul, what's popping, man? What's popping?
Yo, man, I'm disappointed, bro. Loki wanted the Power Rangers to say what's up.
No, because you and Casey want that narrative.
Yeah.
You want the narrative of the SPL saying what's up and everything. That's the narrative that you want.
Maybe, bro, but also because like people in Scotland, they're disrespected, man, when it comes to football, bro.
Oh no, true. No, but okay, let's even get into it, man. Let's even get into it. So, all right, let's look, man. Europa League fan. Here's my thing, and then I'll kick it to your boy Abdul. I feel that it's crazy to say that the best team won, but for me, I think Frankfurt were better. Like it was a really good final. Like that's first half. Like I said, the first 20-25 minutes, Frankfurt destroyed Rangers, and I thought, oh my gosh, this could be like a beatdown, like 2-3-0, but Rangers also survived. No Rangers fan can tell me that was on the penalty. Now, when I first saw it, I was like, oh, no, he didn't touch him. Then they showed from the reverse angle. I was like, that's a penalty. And the shocking thing is that that's why I thought that Queen Lazy is strong. Like, the empire exists. How did he not get told to look at the VAR? There was clearly enough for the referee to go to the monitor and look, and I bet you 100% the referee goes to the monitor and views that in slow motion, he gives a penalty. Guaranteed 100%. So they got away with one. The one with where it hits Bassi, that was also a handball. When Rangers scored, I was like, Frankfurt's going to score. There is no way that Rangers going to hold this and keep it to 1-0. Obviously, in the end, Frankfurt got the goal. I thought extra time was going to be a lot closer. Rangers with the better team in extra time. I think maybe Frankfurt ran out of energy and they didn't really have the physicality and so forth, but they ran out of juice, man. And my thing is, you have to score. I get it. Points blank, extra time, second half extra time, you have to score. Rangers score, they win that trophy. You've got to put that away. Great save by Trapp. Amazing save by Trapp. Like, for Trapp, that was a huge moment. Let's see, Trapp was the man of the match. When you look at that save that he made and also the save in penalties, he was easily the man of the match, but you have to score that. Like, when Rangers missed that, I was like, something just tells me that they're going to rule that missed chance because penalties is a lottery, but just the way the things work, you miss a chance that you're screwed. Aaron Ramsey is trending. And word around the campfire, word around the streets is the loserishness of Arsenal seems to now have plagued Aaron Ramsey as well. Because I just have something in the back of my mind that Ramsey, first of all, I didn't even know he'd moved to Rangers. Okay, I didn't know you were Rangers. Don't just come off the bench being the most well-known player in this Rangers team, and you're the guy that misses your penalty. I mean, he flopped. Shout out to Trapp because Trapp used his legs to save it, but he flops. But shout out to Borre, because remember, Borre, he got the equalizer, and that was an amazing penalty to execute. For Rangers, you only have yourselves to blame because that opportunity in extra time was your chance to say what's up. But for Frankfurt, what they did to Barcelona, what they did to West Ham in the second leg, even if extra time Rangers were better, Frankfurt were overall the better team. So when you look at the whole context, Frankfurt, they were deserved winners. They were 100% deserved winners, and shout out to them now going to be in the UCL next season, man. So talk to me, Abdul, how did you see the game, man?
I saw it very much like you. Like Frankfurt were definitely the better team, but when it comes to finals, the better team doesn't necessarily always win. And Rangers, they should really have taken that chance. Like they're really going to regret that, because I knew when it was going to penalties, HH Rangers, they haven't been in this situation for a long time. And Frankfurt, they were in this like already 3 years ago, I think, against Chelsea in the semi-final. They were.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so they have a little more experience. I'm not sure it's the completely same team, but first of all, like, nice to see that Kevin Trapp, he's recovered well from the 6-1, because if that was me in goal, I would have.
Oh, was he? Oh, so he was the guy for the 6-1.
Yeah, he was 6-1.
Oh yeah.
He's recovered well, HH.
Yeah. No. It's a good recovery, man. It's a good recovery.
Yeah. And bro, those penalties were crazy, man, from Frankfurt, man.
Do you think Ramsey flopped? Or do you say good save by Trapp, or do you think he flopped?
HH, when you have Arsenal and Juventus on your resume.
Shout out, man. Like,
when you play for Arsenal or Juventus, you're bound to mess up in a European final, HH. Like, let's be honest.
What's the likelihood that Arsenal get denied CL football 2 times in 1 week? I mean,
it's no. Basically, the Arsenal cause is real. It's real, man.
Just allergic to the CL at this point, man. So, but no,
yeah,
Frankfurt deserve to win, though. Yeah. Sorry, go on, Abdul.
Yeah, but I think, despite Frankfurt being the dominant team, I think both teams had their chances on the break. Yeah. You could clearly see, like, this was a game of 2 overachievers. You know what I mean? It was 2 overachievers in the final. I would say Rangers were the bigger overachievers. I think Frankfurt, they actually have some decent players and they have a really good coach.
And also, what's it called? Okocha used to play for them. So
yeah,
that's actually how I know them, is because of Okocha. So
yeah, and to be fair, like, other than that Barca tie, I think it's been 50-50 all the other games, like Betis and West Ham. I'd say that's 50-50. So I'd say Rangers, they were the biggest overachievers in that final, but it was clear to see because it was 2 teams that are used to play on the counter. You feel me? It's 2 teams that are used to play on the break, and one of the teams had to be the dominant force, and it was Frankfurt, bro. But honestly, Frankfurt, they're a really well coached team. The reason why I wanted Rangers to win as well is because Frankfurt, they've done something this season which I don't like. And that is, they've completely given up on the league since January.
Wait, hold up. I thought you said that they disrespected the Queen of England. I thought that's where you were going to go.
Yeah, no, but there's multiple reasons, but I don't like the way they completely given up on the league since January. They just throw every game, you feel me? Like Rangers, they are still competitive in the league.
Yeah, no, I agree. I heard that, I saw that, because there was a part of me thinking, like, how can they be? Because I think they're like 11th or something.
They're like 12th in the Bundesliga.
12, and it's like, how can you be 12 and you be like? I get you can if the balance is squad, but at the same time, you're right. It's like it does kind of bring the integrity of the league into question if you're literally throwing games, and not really caring about it, just to focus on one competition. Because
I don't like that. I don't like that.
It's a bit.
Yeah, I don't like that. But, bro, fair play to them. I think the game, they should have had a penalty, at least one penalty.
Yeah,
100%, bro. But, bro, they were just not clinical, bro. They were not clinical. They had multiple chances. They didn't take them, man. They didn't take them. But I think we see this a lot in finals where teams, even like Chelsea, Liverpool, bro, like it's a final and it puts extra pressure when you're up, like when you have a chance, you feel me? But fair play, Kevin Trapp, that save, it really won them the game because...
No, bro, huge. But Abdul, you have to score, man. You have to score.
But I don't think he was expecting the ball. I don't think he was expecting the ball to get to him.
I mean, no. When he made that run, the fact that he made that run in behind him, he was gambling of like, okay, if this thing comes, I'm just going to hit. Like, it's a split second thing, and I get that it's split second. So when it's split second, it's hard for you to direct it. But when you're so close to goal, you have to hit it with enough power where it's on. Basically, you hit the ball with enough power, it's almost unsavable for a keeper at point blank.
But that's where I'll say, like, if that had been Ter Stegen, he would have just stood still. But, Kevin Trapp, he slid. I think it was like a sliding save almost. It was sliding save. And I think for Frankfurt, man, they're now in the CL, bro, massive. Like my biggest nightmare, and these guys like Barca can end up in that group now, and it's gonna be hostage too. You feel me? I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that. But bro, like, can we just talk about the stadium, bro? What a crazy sight! But did you see like the Frankfurt end? Everybody just wearing white, bro. It's crazy.
That's no. It's so crazy how we have it because I saw stuff that like literally everybody is on code with the color. Like like one whole area was white, another whole area was blue, and obviously in the middle you had like a mixture of blue and white and so forth. But literally, the one end was blue, one end was white.
It was
and so
ridiculous,
forth.
bro.
But you know, like, because it's similar to basketball. So obviously, you know, in basketball, whenever like the away team is taking a free throw, they basically do all this way to try and like mess them up. And when you view it, it's actually be quite disconcerting. So you know when they did the coin toss and they're going to take it the Rangers end, you saw how they're like, yeah, boom, boom, boom. I don't think that, unlike a free throw in basketball, I don't think that it is that off-putting taking a penalty and those fans trying to distract you. Like you say for Frankfurt, those guys that's Kamada penalty. The one that's clipped to the post, I was like, that's unsavable. Risky, but unsavable.
You know that guy, he gives me, I know he might be Japanese, but he gives me like Sun vibes, bro. He gives me Sun vibes. Like the way he moves, the way he plays. I think there was a finesse. It was a finesse.
Yeah, no. Son is quicker and more direct. I think he's a bit much more skillful.
Yeah,
that Kamada guy is a bit more skillful.
But that's the thing. That's the thing I'm saying. Like they don't have a horrible team. Like they actually have some decent players.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
Frankfurt's were man for man. Frankfurt's were better, but that doesn't matter. Like when you watch the game was even. It was an even game, despite Frankfurt just having better players technically.
You know the reason why I didn't want it to go to penalties, HH, is because I was fearing laser tags, HH. I was fearing laser tags.
They have to ban that. You know, they have to actually. What's book about? But have you seen that video of that guy that checks people's like? You know how you have a guy that checks your stuff before you enter the stadium. Yeah. Like that old guy who basically just like he's like whatever blah 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 blah. Like he does like really crappily. My Magpies talks to me this game, man.
Yeah, no,
Rangers, man, unlucky, man.
It's unlucky. It's unlucky for Rangers. I think it was a good. I think as I post the reaction on my channel. I think actually the saddest thing, I think for Rangers more than this is the fact that like basically because obviously Celtic are going to win the league, Celtic get Champions League football, but the only reason why Celtic have gotten Champions League football is because Rangers have year on year because it's obviously affected the coefficient. So because Rangers, because last season they got to, I think, the quarter final, and the season before that, I think they got through to the round of 16 or something like that. So basically, Rangers have been in the last couple of years have been the team that have pushed up Scotland's UEFA coefficient, which is why next season's Celtic, because obviously they're Scottish champions, will get a group stage spot. So it's like, geez, these guys have actually been the reason why have put Scottish football back on the European stage, and they kind of deserve to actually be in the Champions League versus Celtic, have basically just been domestic bums for the last 12 years. They've done nothing in Europe whatsoever of any significance. So I think that's fair. That's fair. Quite unfortunate because I do think Rangers do from what they've done in Europe. I think they at least deserved a group stage spot. You know, so so that's them. So, but. You know, and you got to shout to Van Bronckhorst, you know, because it's difficult to manage not to be the thing. So, you know, and it would be interesting to see, you know, where Scottish football specifically sort of goes from here, you know, in terms of money, in terms of finance and where it goes. Because, like I said, you know, we were cussing Bundesliga. Shout out to Frankfurt, they're able to do their thing. We do have to still review and have a conversation about League One. And Serie.
No. This was the deal. The deal was if Rangers win, then we have to have that combo about Serie.
Serie, right? Serie, I'll let go because, and I'll tell you why. There's basically the next 3 weeks there are 3 European Cup finals. We have the Europa League now. Next week is the Conference League, and then the week after that's the Champions League. In all of those competitions, right? There's a team from England, there was a team from Scotland, obviously Rangers, a German team, a Spanish team, a Dutch team, an Italian team. What country's missing from those countries, by the way, Coach? What country's missing from those countries? You know, there's a nation, there's a league that has been overhyped, and it's the French league.
And Magpie, he only scores as well. Messi.
Wait, actually, guys. Sorry, Streets, have you peeped? I'm on the stream with 2 Newcastle fans. So maybe is this a sign of things to come?
Eddie Howe, man. Eddie Howe.
If you saw the game, could you honestly say there's a difference between Newcastle and Arsenal right now? Would you be surprised if
Newcastle are better? Newcastle are better.
Yeah, we were like we have nothing. We had nothing to play for yesterday, and we completely destroyed Arsenal.
Magpies. We made the Tomiyasu, bro, fake an injury because Saint Maximin he was ripping him apart, bro.
Because they're shameless, bro.
Listen, it's okay. The most important thing a Chelsea fan is to make sure that Todd gets it done. Gid. But
overall, Frankfurt, the deserved winners.
Yeah, I think overall Frankfurt is. I mean, like I said, I agree with that. It was at times it was 50-50, and Frankfurt had the chances. And I agree with you. Like I think the people said 2 penalties. No, the second one that was handball wasn't handball. It hit his chest and his arm was by his side. So that would been very harsh to give. The first one, I think I agree. I think he misses the ball. But it's one of those ones that I've seen with VAR where it's like, because it's not so obvious, VAR isn't going to overturn the on-field decision. So it's one of those. It seems like one of those where I've seen a lot in the Premier League where it's like, I would give it as a penalty, but because it's not so definite, you wouldn't overturn it, and that's why VAR get involved. But fair enough, you know. So, but I think I wouldn't have liked those types of decisions anyway to affect the final of the game. So it's a shame it ended on penalties. But as we said, it had to be. I don't like this trend where we sub on players to take on penalties. I just don't like it.
It really doesn't seem to work, man.
No, I don't know any examples of, like, obviously the classic is what happened with England, but even I think they even won in the Premier League where I think West Ham was against United. They subbed on Noble to take the penalty. I think he missed it. You know, so the other examples.
There's so many examples of this thing because when Rashford and all those guys were somebody say like, look, come on, it's a penalty. But maybe that is true. They said like, just for your legs to have a bit of heat within them and just to have a bit of flow, it helps rather than you're coming in cold. You haven't really had your put your legs through any kind of physical exertion and you're taking a highly pressurized penalty without having done any rigorous exercise.
Yeah,
maybe it's a thing like, no, don't do it.
Yeah, no, it's just being in the atmosphere of the game. You know what I mean? You know, so like but I don't know. I just think I guess I see what people do in training, and it's kind of fair enough. But it's you doing it in training and then doing it in
an actual in a major final. Yeah.
Yeah, I just think it's different. So that's my only thing. Like, it just the only sub I'd always make would be a keeper. That's fine. Bringing a keeper in for penalty, because then the players aren't familiar with that keeper, and then so that can work. So I would sub on a keeper. Like, maybe you never know if Kepa would come on instead of Mendy. Then
we would have won. Yes, we would have won. But I think I'm just seeing people say I really liked Kamada and Kostic. Really good players. Those two guys, I mean, those guys really impressed me. Like Kostic and Kamada really, really impressed me for Frankfurt. All right, let me take some Dubés, man. Let me take some Dubés. So, from your boy, Casey says, screw that Welsh traitor. At least I got to see the real Queen Taylor. Oh, wow. Because I was on Twitter, and I think, because I actually saw the news thing. So basically, she did like a commencement thing at, it was like a New York uni or something. So that's your uni. Wow. Damn. Because I say, oh, wow. So they said Taylor Swift did like a commencement speech at a graduation day or something. Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, shout out. I mean, I'm not a Taylor Swift fan and everything. Shout out. But look, do Do you think that Scotland will launch an offensive on Wales, like a military offensive on Wales?
Military offensive.
Don't laugh.
Bro, they might, because isn't the what's it called again? World Cup qualification. Isn't the final potentially going to be between Scotland and Wales? It is, isn't it?
Wait. No, wait.
Yeah.
So
they still will play the playoff.
Scotland are playing Ukraine.
Yeah.
And if they beat
Ukraine, they then have to play Wales.
Wales in the final.
There you go.
Let's be honest. Ukraine, they're not losing that politics tax. They have to be at the World Cup.
Abdul, you know Ukraine won Eurovision, and the streets tell me that song was.
No
it is what it is.
Ukraine, they already got space in that World Cup.
Yeah, no. They're already there. Abrid's fair. Thank you, though. More fans at the Europa League final than real Man City. Ooh, ouch. Also, if Camavinga and Mbappe stay at Madrid together, then Chelsea never winning a CL. Abrid's fair. Are you Nostradamus? Or are you related to Nostradamus? Abrid's fair. Let Tadby get his players, and then we can do something.
Has he actually bought the club?
Look, no. This week he will.
Has he got it?
Tadby. He will. This week he will. He will. Do you know the funny thing is that every time I go to, because I get my Chelsea news from Absolute Chelsea. Every time I go there, they're like, they're running to a snack. I was like, how many complications? There's a Boba's club. Arsenal Football Club. Thank Ramsey for bottling USL as a way to support us. Oh man, Ramsey, why? Why, man? Why? Mo says, thank God I left that toxic relationship. I am happy. Mo, go back to your club. Go back to your club, man. Casey says, why didn't Rangers fans use lasers? Ever since that Denmark-England game, and of course Senegal, Egypt, lasers have to be banned. They're going to be banned. Like, it's how can you say anything? That is straight cheating, man. Come on. Miguel Rabines. How hilarious is it that a former Arsenal player choked in the European final? You can take the man out of Arsenal, but you can't take the Arsenal out of the man. He's trending. Like,
of course he is.
Basically, let's Tottenham beat Norwich. Because, Marcus, I've got a very sick feeling that Tottenham will find a way to lose to Norwich.
They can't.
Don't say that.
Magpies. No, but let me ask you that. Magpies, if there's one team to lose to Norwich on the last day to qualify for season, who is it? It's Tottenham.
Yes, it would be Tottenham.
It would be Tottenham.
But if they don't, then officially the bottling gene goes to Arsenal now. Well, no. It depends. If they don't, the bottling gene goes to Arsenal. But then if City, if Pep does what he does and bottles it, then the bottling is going to Pep.
This is what I said. People attack me with this on Twitter, and I don't care. I defend my tweets. I said that if Pep bottles the league, he's got to retire. I said, "Oh, that's dramatic." How is that dramatic? If he bottles the league, he has to retire.
Well, Magpies, let's be honest though. United, they've been bottling a lot recently as well. Like a lot of finals, bro.
No, of course. But I mean, but no, you can't bottle on a day and then give Liverpool a quadruple, man.
No.
Have you seen Aston Villa? They will make 25 million from the Grealish bonuses if they lose. Why are they gonna want to lose a pound 25?
I mean. Look. City, they're beating Villa.
It's waste of oxygen, HH.
Abrid's fair says Uber Eats is basically human trafficking because at least the Bundesliga develops talent before they sell, while in Uber Eats they just sell. # schools and souls. Look, true. Man. I mean, Uber Eats it's looking funny in the lights, man. It's looking funny. When did we
establish? When was the last time a League team actually won a European trophy?
It might be Marseille in the 90s.
No,
unless I'm wrong.
Marseille won Marseille the only French team to win the
Champions League. Yeah.
And so
I don't think a French team has won like
and that was
UEFA Cup.
Was that 93?
I think it was 93. I think it was 93, yeah. I mean, like, streets, unless you can tell me, has a French team won a European Cup before there? Also, I think people are just saying it's only Marseille.
So only Marseille.
We say, PSG won a Copenhagen Cup in the mid-90s. Okay. And are you sure?
Yeah, since that, yeah. Since that, no French team has actually won the Europa League.
Someone's saying Lyon won. When did Lyon win?
No,
Leon didn't win anything, bro. I don't know whether Leon won. I think it's just Marseille.
So basically, what we're saying is that like it's been so because we're now in what 2023. It's like so.
That's so
basically what we're saying is that like okay, so a French Ligue 1 team has not won a European trophy in the 21st century, and it's been almost 3 decades since anyone from that league has lifted a European trophy. And you mean to tell me that I'm supposed to take this league seriously with Messi playing in it? I'm just saying.
Hey, respect, man. Respect.
I'm just saying.
13 assists, man. Did you see they made a new assist of the year like award for it?
No, don't lie, Abdul.
Look, let's move. Okay, so guys, man, let's talk about your boy Dips, man. So Dybala. Now, I'm hoping that this isn't true. Now, as again, you know how much I need time B to try and get my transfer up to this place. And Dybala, because I spoke to Tad B last night, and I told him that Dybala is one of the guys that I want, and so forth. And he says that he's going to work on it. He says he's going to work on Dybala and the Uso, hopefully. But we're hearing Dybala to Tottenham. Now, Dybala is leaving. So this was like his last home game for Juve. He was in tears. He was crying. So him leaving is fully 100%. The most concrete link is Inter Milan, and that would be a damn good signing because if you have Lautaro, you've got Dybala in there as well. They already have Dzeko. That's a huge signing. But Tottenham are coming in now. If Tottenham don't screw up against Delia Smith and so forth, and you're going to give me Son, Kulusevski, Dybala, and Kane, that is a crazy attack. That is a crazy damn attack. If you're Dybala and you have a choice of Inter and Tottenham, I personally would go to Inter. I personally would go to Inter because you're remaining in Italy, and I just feel that Inter, based on their history and so forth, and what Simone Inzaghi is building, and how Dybala could fit into that team, I think Dybala would be a much better fit for Inter than for Tottenham. If somehow, some way, Tottenham can get Dybala and they can keep Conte, but specifically they can be in the Champions League, Tottenham could look really interesting. And I was in a group chat. This just shows how some sick Chelsea fans are. I was in a group chat and I said, man, Chelsea, man, I wish that we can get Dybala off these guys. And the guy said, oh no, we don't need the Dybala. I said, wait a minute. You realize that Dybala is better than our entire attack? Mount, Pulisic, Werner, all those useless people say, well, no, Dybala, he can't. He's not fast enough for the Premier League. What the hell does speed have to do with it? This is still a skill-based sportsman. The heck? Like, I would take Dybala every day of the week than freaking Mount, Pulisic, Werner, or Ziyech, or any of these freaking clowns. Magpies, talk to me, man. I mean, where do you see Dybala most likely taking his talents to, man?
Well, it was going on Twitter that there was talks about Spurs. That seems to be
Spurs was a big one.
So, which with Conte and something like that, I can maybe sort of.
And also, I think Chelsea were also in there as well.
Again, can we establish has the deal?
Yes, it's done. It's done.
Are you sure?
Yes,
sure. Because they're saying it that like it's a bit.
It's done. It's done.
I just don't know how you guys will be able to sign players if you don't exist.
It's done. The deal is done. The deal is
fine.
done.
Okay. I have faith that Tabi done.
We're talking about Dybala. Leave my club alone. Let's talk about Dybala, man.
Okay, yeah, no. So put Chelsea aside, man. It makes sense. But something's worked before, like so. Spurs possibility with Inter, etc. Free. Maybe wants a new challenge by going to the Premier League. I guess the only thing would be sign fee and wages, and would because would Daniel Levy, who we know obviously is Scrooge McDuck in disguise, would he make that sort of investment? Staying in Italy, I mean, yeah, I get into it. I mean, I know it'll be interesting if I'm going straight to Inter. I know an interview can be arrived at times, but that's definitely a possibility. So I don't see PSG really. I mean, would a PSG an option now that
No,
Mbappe is gone?
where does he play? Like, you only
Yeah.
have Neymar and Messi. And also, we've already established that him and Messi can't coexist.
Well, they're losing
seems.
the Juve are signing Angel Di Maria. So does he come in as like maybe a step back there?
Like what Di Maria does, Dybala can do. Basically,
Yeah,
Dybala is not the kind of player that PSG should
Then-
have. But let me ask you this though, and this is what some people have said: is he still relevant? 28 years old and so forth. Is he still relevant, or has he missed his ball?
I mean, I don't know what has he done of relevance in the last 3 or 4 years.
He lost the 2017 final, but apart from that,
yeah. So 2017, and he's not. He definitely is not. And this is why I'm mentioning. Like, he's definitely not works. I know United and Chelsea were linked with him a few seasons back, and he was commanding and demanding high wages. I don't know. I thought this guy had potential, but he's ruined it. And if he still wants to, I guess it depends on what does Dybala want. Does Dybala want to still try and prove himself at the highest level, or does he just want a nice retirement package? Or does he just want to live the life? If he wants to live the life, he'll probably end up staying in Italy somewhere. If he wants to try and prove some of the highest level, then maybe he'll probably want to go to Spurs, because in Spurs he's not going to get like really, really high wages, and he'll obviously get Champions League football and have a platform to do something. So I don't know, but yeah, it's a shame because Dybala had a lot of potential, but
yeah, no, I think
it's
just that 2017 final, man, which he should have won. I told you, like, I'm still scared from what Chris did in that 2017 final, man. I'm still scared, bro. Abdul, what were you saying about Dibs?
I don't usually agree with LSG Beta. I don't usually agree with him. But he, like, what happened to Dybala the last 3-4 years is because of this guy. Like, he completely ruined him. Like, this guy was the talisman. He was the star before Ronaldo joined. And then Ronaldo joined, and he faded away, just like Bruno and Sancho and Rashford. They're all fading away at Manchester United now. He actually has had a decent season this season. I think a lot of people that don't keep up with Juve because they've had a bad season, they don't know this, but he's actually been their best attacker in my opinion. He's been their best attacker. He does have some allegations of not turning up in big games. I heard that from RB Combs, but I think
but Juve are doomed to lose him, man. They're doomed to lose him.
Yeah, I think he will definitely not go to Inter Milan because if you go back to that last picture, like, you don't shed tears like that and then go to their big rivals. You feel me? You don't do that.
No. Tears, bro. We saw Pep crying, so it's like, we can't replace him.
No.
And then they go Haaland after.
Juve fans and Inter fans, they hate each other.
So you don't see him going to Inter?
No, he's leaving Italy. He's leaving Italy. Apparently Romano, he said he debunked the Spurs news.
No. Yeah, no. Well, he said that Spurs have not made any official approach yet.
Yeah, but I honestly think he would be a really good signing for Spurs because, like, the thing is with Spurs is like Harry Kane. Yes, he's a number 9. But most of the time, he drops down into the midfield, and there's like nobody up top. You feel me? It's just Son on the wing or Kulusevski. So I think Dybala he could work wonders at Spurs, and I think like going back to what Magpie said, this is about money because he couldn't find an agreement with the Juventus. I think his form over the last couple of years, they haven't justified like a pay rise or like high wages.
No. But also beyond that, Juve, I don't think Juve have any money.
Nah, they just spent 75 million on Vlahovic. They do have money, HH. They do have money. But
now, Abdul, I have no proof, but I'm not sure where that 75 million came from. That's all I'm going to say.
No, but they're owned by billionaires, HH. They're owned by billionaires.
According to you.
No, they are. But what's it called? The Dybala, honestly, if he goes to Spurs, HH, he can cook. I don't think he'll work at Chelsea because Dybala, he doesn't strike me as a Thomas Tuchel type player, like a Thomas Tuchel type player.
Abdul, we need someone to create.
And yeah, but
We don't
HH,
have a creator.
but he's not really a creator. He's more like of a finisher. HH,
Like bro, the guy can pass as well.
He can.
He can score and he can pass as well.
HH, like you can't play him and Havertz in the same team. That doesn't work. So what are you gonna do with Havertz? Because he roams around the same positions as Havertz. So, and that's why as well, like I don't see him working in Inter Milan either, because him and Lautaro Martinez in the same team, it doesn't work for me. It just doesn't work for me. You feel me? So
you're saying Tottenham is the only place that he can?
No, I think Tottenham, maybe even Atletico Madrid. Atletico Madrid. Yes.
Dybala at Atletico.
Yeah, I don't know if it would work out, but I can see him there. I could see him at Atletico because Suarez.
But is he willing to put in the hustle that Simeone wants? Because for Simeone, everybody has to be like, you have to be a freaking workhorse, and Dybala strikes me as a more luxury player than a workhorse player. And I just don't think that Dybala's play style and Simeone, I think they'll collide, bro. I think those guys collide.
They might collide, but you would say the same thing about Felix. Like Felix wasn't a workhorse; he was a luxury player as well. You feel me? And they got Felix. You feel me? So
and how good is Felix doing for Atletico? Aren't we all saying that? Please, can you please leave this Bombers club?
When you go to Atletico Madrid, there's an adjustment period, and for some people it's a couple years. But bro, Dybala, I think. People like the Prem merchants, they'll write him off because they don't really watch Juventus week in, week out.
No. I was shocked. Like in this WhatsApp group, which is obviously a very EPL WhatsApp group, they were like, "Nah, man, why do we need Dybala? Dybala can't work in the Premier League. It's like it's too fast for him." I'm like, what does the Premier League being fast have anything to like? It's like David Silva. Yeah. If you're smart and you're good, you work anywhere. This will always be a skill-based sport.
Yeah. Now, actually, like I find it funny that they say, "Oh, you have to be strong and physical and big." Actually, I think my one leg weighs more than Bernardo Silva. I think
that idea of pace, power thing, it's stupid. People consider David Silva one of the best players in the Premier League. What do we say? All technique. Bernardo Silva is one of the best players in the Premier League. What do they say? All technique. As long as you're good, you're can good. Offset all that pace, power crap. So. Just be good, and that's it.
I would love to see him under Conte. I would love to see it,
bro. If you give me Dybala, Kulusevski, Son, and Kane, that is especially in Conte's system as well, which will suit him. That's a crazy setup, bro.
Are you worried about Spurs next season in the Prem?
If Tottenham gets Dybala and keep Conte,
and they get a couple moves, another,
and they get a couple, and also see this is what guys are saying. So. He obviously knows Patrici from his time at Juve, who now works for Tottenham. Romero, fellow Argentine that's over there. There are lots of similarities and everything that can make him come. Like, if Tottenham can somehow get this dude, that's a signature, man. That's it. That's a signature. Because I'm just looking at that attacking setup. That's a signature, man.
Actually, you have to realize that. Yes, he might demand higher wages, but he's a free transfer, so it basically makes up for it.
But you know how Daniel Levy is, man. The guy doesn't want to spend
it's high wage. It's also about the wage structure. So Spurs have a very, very strict wage structure. So they're not going to just bring Dybala in and be like, you're going to be
you know what the problem for Spurs is? You know what the problem is? Two of their best players, they actually don't own them. They still have to buy them. Kulusevski and Romero, they don't own them. They're both like loan to buy.
Have they not agreed?
No. What's it called? Fab said they're gonna make Romero and Kulusevski permanent.
But my point is, like, a lot of their budget is gonna go on making their current players permanent. You feel me?
Look, it depends on what Dybala is asking for. It depends on what Dybala is asking for. But like, if I'm Dybala. If I'm Dybala and it's between Inter and Tottenham, I would really consider the Tottenham thing, especially if Conte stays there. See, Inter is the safe option. It's Italy, not that much rare adjustments. You can walk into the Italian style and so forth. Tottenham is a bit much more risky, but I think the upside to Tottenham could be like a lot more.
Magpies, would you take him at our club?
Dybala.
Yeah, I think he could cook next to.
I dare Newcastle to get Dybala. I dare them.
I mean, black and white, man. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah,
like,
that's a good point.
Like
From zebra to zebra.
It's like he's never left. You know what I mean?
Guys are sick, man. Guys are sick. You guys are sick people.
The thing is, you need squad depth though. You need squad depth, man. If we're gonna push for Europe next season, like Newcastle actually need like good squad depth.
Do you know how? Do you know? But so here's the thing. Like, do Arsenal realize that Tottenham are going to strengthen, Newcastle are going to strengthen? This was your chance to bomb rush your way into top 4, and you screwed up.
Yeah, I mean, actually, I said this like recently that this season is the best chance Arsenal are going to have of getting top 4 in a long time.
But see, for Arsenal, it was about you. This was just for your chance to have a cameo appearance in the CL until the next 5-6 years.
Yeah.
Because once you get there, you are getting knocked out of the groups, and you're finishing 6th, 7th the next season. So this was just a cameo appearance.
I'm still surprised people are giving Arteta the benefit of the doubt, because what people need to realize is, compared to like the other teams in the Premier League, like Arsenal didn't have European football this season.
No,
and they got knocked out of the trophies. I think the FA Cup and even a Carabao Cup very early on, like around 32.
No, in the Carabao Cup they went to the semis.
They get to semis?
Yeah, they played Liverpool twice.
Oh yes, so yeah, my bad. Yeah, it was the FA Cup that got knocked out by Middlesbrough, I think, early on. Yes, so you're right. So, but the point is that like they for most of the season they only had one game a week. So the reality is that, and on top of that, you're in a season where Manchester United having the worst season like that they've ever had. Spurs obviously started off really badly with their manager sort of coming through, and so you really just have Chelsea, Liverpool, and City sort of doing their thing. So there should be a clear run there. So the fact that despite having that, like you're a clear run, next season you're now going to be in the Europa League, so you're now going to have all those games to contend with. So what's the basis you're going to have that you're saying, actually, you know what, we're going to be able to improve from last season when you couldn't really get into Europe with scarce games? Does that make sense? Like it just
no. It's a massive L. It's a massive L.
And Conte's second year is crazy.
But the fact that they offered Arteta a new contract when he was on like a 3-game losing run just shows you like the mental damage.
No, but HH, be honest though, Arteta, he's done a good job with the bombs that he has, bro. Saka and Martinelli.
Oh, Nottingham Forest, thanks Splash. It was Nottingham Forest. Middlesbrough was United.
Oh no, Abdul. I'll say yes, but why I sort of like is that why did you sign someone in so you allowed Aubameyang to go? Why did you sign a replacement in the January window?
It's a good point.
Speaking of Nottingham Forest, they might actually get promoted, and then suddenly you've got another club that has a history of European football.
Relax.
Wait, so Nottingham Forest, they're in the Championship Division One.
They won the Champions League.
Okay. So hold up. So Wing says HH, we're getting Dinhendo in how we trust. Wing, how many clubs have you skipped and jumped to?
Yo, welcome to the Magpies, man. Welcome to
So wait, are Newcastle just going to start attracting all these loanies and so forth?
Like people they need to invest in their stocks early.
Sick, man. Casey, if Conte gets top 4 while Cherismo is at 7th, I wonder what will happen if Mourinho wins the Conference League with Roma and completes football, whether Bomas Conte has never sniffed a European trophy. Casey, that is interesting though. So, but we have to just wait and see what happens in the Conference League, because if he wins the Conference League, Conte's looking funny in the light. He's looking very funny in the light. So, Casey, don't talk to me about this 7th position and so forth. Conte's looking funny in the light if Mo completes football next Wednesday, man. Mourinho, the world is with you. Tadby! It's Mr. Bowley for black people. Blue Fulham are mine. All right, well, this isn't the real Todd B, man. That's not the real Todd B. That's not the real Todd B. Because me and Todd B were like this, but that's the real Todd B. Casey, Caliban likes players who can press and defend. Casey, when Todd B gives Tuchel free rein and so forth, Casey, you're going to see some sexy football. Todd B said that he's walking on the ooze. He's walking on the ooze. Casey, be afraid. Be very,
When did he
very
say
afraid.
that? Was that from Fabrizio? Was it? Or?
No. Absolute Chelsea. He said that he's walking on the ooze.
How can you work on signing a player when you don't own the club?
The fact that he's walking in it means that cross some T's, dot some I's, and we're Gucci. Wait, Marcus, don't get nervous. Don't get nervous.
Not getting nervous. It's just that with your history of jinxing, it's just
Marcus, don't get nervous, man. Well, we're gonna get the ooze. Don't get nervous. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. Don't be scared.
I'm not scared. It's just that the last time you were hyped by someone coming and owning, we heard Aladdin. We heard Aladdin.
It's only the oof. It's all the oof.
I know. I'm just saying, don't jinx your club. That's all I'm saying, bro.
And also, Oos, he looks good in blue. Like Oos in that blue Chelsea on the right doing his thing. Ooh-wee.
Comments, please clip this because we know.
Hey, relax. Get some
those receipts generated.
Let's talk Abil. So he's definitely leaving Man United. And what we've now heard is Juve. So my thing is, look, I want to talk about this whole Juve thing. This seems to be the most likely move that's happening, but there's a whole thing about wages and so forth. Here's the thing about Juventus. When Pogba left Juventus, you had Vidal, you had Pirlo, you had Marchisio, great quality players. He's coming into a midfield of whom? With whom? My fear is Pogba, if I'm advising you, because Pogba, you're my guy, Pogba. I follow you on Instagram. If PSG is a possibility, you choose PSG over Juventus. If Pogba goes to Juve, you may see similar issues that he had at Man United. Because Pogba is a luxury player. You put Pogba with quality players, you will see the best midfield in the world. De Bruyne doesn't belong in this dojo anymore. You put Pogba with Marco. Ooh-wee. That is technique heaven.
Is Marco still going to be at the club though?
Technique. No. My point. If Pogba says he's taking his talents to Paris, Marco is going to stay. Because Marco said that the only way I'm going to stay is if Labille comes in. If you give me midfield of Marco and Labille, woo-wee! Abdul, talk to me. Juve is a bad move.
The only thing he's taken to Paris are his haircuts, HH.
What? Abdul. No, Abdul, let me ask you.
No, HH, let me ask you.
No, let me ask you. Juve or PSG? Like, where should he bring that technique? Juve, because Abdul, hold on. Marco and Pogba. Abdul, you'll be jealous. Abdul, that is technique.
I think
two of the finest midfielders in history. Come on.
I think you're sleeping on Locatelli, HH.
Locatelli is not on the level of Labille and Marco. Okay, let's give this up. But okay, Juve or thingy. But come on. Because Abdul, let me know. No. Let me.
You even have heritage.
No, hold on, Abdul. The disrespect I've heard from Pogba is disgusting. Abdul, do you know that these sick losers in the streets, they want to put De Bruyne on this guy's level? See, it's this zero ball knowledge that just pisses me off. It's why I have the football hub, because the football hub is needed because I need to educate people. But Abdul, how about this? If he doesn't go to PSG, Abdul, think about it. If Kante can be injected with the fountain of youth, peak Kante and Labille and Kovacic.
Can I ask you a question? I think Pogba, he can put next to this guy.
Mounts, come on, baby. Mounts. Trust you, baby. Mounts, I trust you, baby. Come on. Shh.
I think he would rather play next to Locatelli than this guy, HH. But no, let me keep it 100.
Trust, though, Abdul. Remember, trust.
Trust. I trust you, baby. I trust you, baby.
Trust.
Bro, you know what? Mounts, man. That dude, man. That. Like, I'm never trusting that bomb.
Shout out that banner, man. Shout out that banner. By the way, but HH, you know, like for PSG, right now their project, it doesn't look that attractive because they don't.
Oh, stop it, Abdul. Abdul, that's cap. Bro,
let me tell you why. They don't even have a new manager yet, HH, and he's trying to figure out a move now. Like they still have Pochettino, and we all know he's gonna get sacked. But who are they gonna replace him with?
Okay, Abdul.
At least Juventus, they know they're gonna have Allegri.
Conte, maybe. There's no guarantee Conte stays at Spurs potentially. That's another option. But yeah.
Nah, he's staying. UCL football, he's staying.
No.
Nah, but
okay. My thing though is, you say, okay, Allegri's there. So what? Have you seen Juve's team?
Let's be honest. He's gonna go where the paycheck is biggest. Let's be honest. Like,
so Juve can offer him more than PSG.
No, they can't. So if PSG offer the most, which they most likely will, he's gonna end up at PSG. But I read some some rumors that there are some people that are not convinced about Pogba because of like what he's done at United. Like HH, he faked the injury against Liverpool. I don't care what you say. Like he going off after they made it 1-0 after 5 minutes. HH, he was not injured, and then I saw him dancing like a couple of weeks later on Instagram. But for Pogba, HH, I think the best thing for him is maybe MLS.
No, stop it.
Okay, no.
Take that back. Take that back. Thank you. The heck? Sick.
Footballing wise. But I don't know, like, how is he gonna work in PSG? Because he needs a CDM next to him. He needs a workhorse next to him, behind him, HG. And who's that workhorse there?
Danilo.
HG, don't say Danilo again. Give yourself a red yellow card for saying that.
No, Danilo, Marco, and Pogba. I can work with that. With the right manager. Not Poch. With the right manager who knows how to utilize Danilo and so forth, that can work.
What about maybe Chelsea letting Kante go with Pogba as well, potentially?
Wait. Mark Price, Kante ain't going nowhere, bro.
It's what he's got 1 more year left, I think, isn't it?
And he's extending. Kante's not going nowhere.
The only possible way I would want to see him at PSG is if they get Zizou.
Zizou's not going there, man.
And 2, if they get like a Meni, you feel me? Somebody like Meni next to him.
They have Idrissa Gueye and Paredes, so that's not completely.
Yeah, but it depends what Idrissa Gueye has on the back of his shirt, like, you know.
Okay. Mark Price. We'll get there. We'll get there. We'll get there. So, Mark, but what do you say, man? I mean, Juve, PSG. I mean, what about? Well, Bayern can't afford his wages. So
no, Bayern can't. No, that's the key. The key thing is even Juventus right now. They're saying the issue is just talking about the issue is wages with Juventus. Yeah. Otherwise, it would have been a done deal. So clearly, Juventus don't want to pay the same amount because I think at Manchester United he's on 350,000 a week.
God damn!
Yeah. So if Juventus is saying no, we don't want to pay we don't want to match that or increase that, then what does that tell you? You know, so I think PSG can match that or maybe slightly less than that. So I'm not entirely sure whether the issue is that Pogba would prefer Juve because he still wants to, I don't know, he has unfinished business at Juventus, or he feels that maybe playing in the Serie A is more reputable than playing in Liga, bearing in mind that obviously Serie A, you know, the last, was it Inter Milan? No, it was even before that. Like AC Milan obviously won the Champions League more recently. And obviously Liga, when was the last time a Liga team won a Champions League? You know, so you're playing in this league that basically has no European relevance. So I don't know. No disrespect to like Liga fans.
No. He's not. Okay, would you want him at the castle?
Absolutely, man. If we were to, Imagine if we would have signed Pogba, Hazard might even be coming back, and you're getting Dybala and stuff like that. Like, bro.
Wait. Let me create a scenario. Let's say Newcastle can offer him the wage. They can offer him the money and so forth, but no UCL football. Does Pogba still go? Or do you think UCL football is still important for him, despite if he's actually offered exactly how much he wants?
UCL football is important, but I think trophies are more important. And I think the whole thing with the thing about Juve is that, like, there's no even guarantee that if he goes to Juve, he's going to win trophies.
Yeah,
because Juve are in the middle of a rebuild themselves. I'm still not really convinced with Allegri right now, given the fact that as bad as Pirlo was, he was still able to win 1 or was it 2 domestic trophies, and Allegri has won how many? I'm just saying. We said Pirlo was garbage, and he got his coaching badges like from.
Do we need to put some respect on Pirlo's name?
I'm just saying, like I don't know where they hired him before he got his badges. So Allegri, the fact that I'm still not convinced that he's still the right man, and Juve going for a rebuild. Pogba is going to Juventus side to do what? Because Juventus are not coming close to winning the Champions League. I think in the next 3 years. They're just, City, Liverpool, Madrid. There's so many other teams that are ahead of Juventus just currently. And then if as far as Serie A goes, okay, maybe they could claw it back. But AC Milan, Inter Milan, other teams are going to strengthen. So
Milan are signing Origi.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
I mean, that's still. I mean, who are Juventus signing up top?
Well, they already have Vlahovic.
Vlahovic, so who's been okay. So, but like, I think
honestly, Magpies, they need a new manager, bro. They need a new manager.
They do need a new manager.
I mean, that's
they're also rebuilding.
Because Abdul, you said, okay, they have Allegri there and so forth. What does having Allegri mean in 2022?
I know what you're saying, but I think Pogba, he's bowled under Allegri before, though.
That's narrow-minded because yes, he bowled under Allegri 3,000 years ago when they had Pirlo, Vidal, and Marchisio.
It's also just the fact that it seems like, ironic enough, this is almost what happened with United, where he was promised that United was going to like get these opportunities, have all these good players around him, he's going to achieve trophies, and he didn't. And it's almost like the reverse situation, is happening at Juve, where they've got this manager and there's this. He's been lured by this promise or hope that they're going to go and achieve something. But actually, he could just his second set of Juve could basically just be a continuation of what's happened at United, which is constant rebuilds, failing in the Champions League, and losing the league to your rivals like Inter Milan and AC. So if he wants a guaranteed win, he should obviously go to PSG, and because PSG, they've got tons of players, and they'll be able to.
And you're always going to win that Uber Eats trophy.
Exactly.
Every year.
If he wants trophies, just should go to PSG as well. Is what I'm saying.
Let's hit some debates, man. So where are we at? That's Halo finale trailer looks good. Get rid of Maki. Let me just say right now, the Halo TV series is one of the biggest insults I've ever seen in my life. Complete.
Have you seen that new She-Hulk trailer?
Magpies, bro. That CGI was atrocious. In 2022, you can't have CGI. Like, you can't. In 2022, you can't have CGI.
I'm thinking it's they haven't finished yet, but I don't know. It's just,
bro. If it looks that bad when it's a few months away, I don't know how much improvement you can, because that looks like from 2002. I mean, that was it was nasty, man. That was nasty, nasty.
You know what I just realized? Alan Shearer nowadays looks younger than he did back in that photo, bro.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. No, you are right, because it's true. He does actually look younger now. No. Shearer was a striker, man. That's like in terms of the ability just to strike a ball.
Imagine if Prime Shearer was in this Chelsea team, man. instead of Lukaku, man. Prime Shearer in the Chelsea team.
Basically,
They
Shearer,
actually won
give
the
him a
trophy.
sniff, that ball is going top corner. Just give that ball a basically. Shearer was like Batistuta. Just give them a sniff, that thing is going top corner.
Yeah.
From Damilola Milburn says, man said Dybala allegations. Scared for because whenever when it says allegations, it's always something negative, man. That's all good. But Latza, can't Arsenal refuse to play Europa League? No, they have to play Europa League. No. Look, at least it's a step in the right direction. Okay, for Arsenal, last 2 seasons we finished 8th. At least European football is a step in the right direction for Arsenal.
AJ, they only done the All or Nothing Amazon documentary to make up for the lost revenue from not being in Europe because they pay you like 10. They pay you like 10 mil. They pay you like 10
bro. And do you know how good that All or Nothing doc is going to be?
AJ is gonna win like 15 Oscars.
No. But my thing is that imagine if Tottenham lose to Norwich.
It's not gonna happen.
I'm actually really worried. I because something like that's the game I'm watching. I'm not watching the City or the thing because that's the game I'm watching is Tottenham Norwich. That's the game I'm watching.
That's so sad.
That's bro. I'm gonna watch Man City breastfeed Ole Watkins and Tyra.
I think Son is going for the golden boot, bro. Son is going for golden
and he should. But Abdul, what if they lose to Delia?
We also need to make sure that Lampard doesn't get relegated, man. That's the other sort of.
Oh no, he won't because I think that it could be over tomorrow. If Everton beats Palace and Burnley don't get the results, it could be over tomorrow. But even if they don't get the results,
Everton beat Palace, man, because Palace Vieira actually look good, are actually a better team. Let's keep it stuck. Palace are a better team than Everton.
Okay, but honestly speaking, no cap. Do you think Lampard ever really gets Everton? I say no. I say no.
I just think that I'm like Palace are. Everton can win, but would I be surprised if Palace beat Everton?
No.
So
but do you think Everton will get relegated? Because for me, I don't think Burnley will get those results.
Well, they just know. But Burnley will just need a win. So they just need one. If what's his name? If Lampard loses both of his games, then Burnley only need to basically win a game.
No, but Leeds as well. Leeds,
yeah.
They need to.
Basically, both Burnley and Leeds need to win, basically, but they only need one win.
No, but also like my thing is that if last day of the season, if let's say Arsenal hear that Tottenham are like 2 up, they'll give up. Then Everton will probably get results against. Like Arsenal will just say screw it.
No, I think they have to play for pride. It's the last home game, HH.
Based on how this season has gone. If they hear that Tottenham are winning, they like this whole thing was about we're so close to top 4.
They wouldn't dare lose the final game of the season at the Emirates in front of Arsenal fans. It would be too much. I don't think AFTV would get to 2 million if that happened, man.
No. For me, the narrative for the last 3-4 months was we're actually going to get top 4. That was the narrative. So if they hear that Tottenham are winning, they're like. Yeah, of course we're going to get fit this final, but we lost top 4. Like this whole thing was so. Even if they lose the game, the entire narrative of the last 2-3 months was getting top 4 when nobody expected them to.
Don't you think they already conceded it?
They've already conceded top 4.
No. If let's say they hear that Norwich are winning, bro, let's ride. So it depends on the results. It depends on what is happening. Like. Because trust me, they will get the results of what's happening in that Tottenham game. So if they hear that Norwich are winning, game on.
You know what I find funny? Like, you're the person that says, I don't subscribe to Disney Plus constantly.
Yeah.
And you're talking about Norwich being Spurs, HH. Come on.
No. That has nothing to do with Disney Plus. It has everything to do with how trash Tottenham are. Because if there's a team to screw up in the most epic way, it's Tottenham. So Tottenham are those guys who don't screw up.
Yeah, but it's Conte. It's not Poch. It's Conte.
Look. Your boy Walker. Thank you, Walker. Keep up the quality content, crack. Thank you, Walker. You've said in the past Simeone has stayed at Atleti too long, and they agree. Who do you believe could take Atleti forward?
Valverde.
I was just about to say that. Wow, that's crazy. I was just about to say him. I was just about to say that he's Spanish. I think that it won't be too much of a cultural difference from him because he's also a pragmatist. But I think he will allow them to play a more attacking. He'll add a bit more attacking football towards them. So it wouldn't be too much of a rash change if they went to a Valverde.
Yeah.
Like for me, I think because Valverde, because Atleti, they have quality players. That's the thing. Like they actually have Simeone. I just think has the balance wrong because when Atleti want to attack, they look really good. They look really good. But once they get their goal, they just go all out to defense. And they're not take a bit imagine if you had a proper manager, a proper coach that could just take the shackles off of Felix and actually really attack and play with a lot more risk. Atleti would actually be a really good team.
You know, Lopetegui, he's leaving Sevilla this summer. It's going to be interesting to see who takes over.
At Sevilla.
Yeah, Sevilla, he's leaving Lopetegui.
So Sevilla are one of those guys where look, they are cup merchants, man. Like when guys say, "Oh, could Sevilla win La Liga?" We're never going to win La Liga, bro.
No, they won't.
That's never happening.
There's one person who's gone under the radar. Tony Marshall, man. Tony Marshall. People even forget he's at Sevilla.
Mo. What's the call? That I will always be a hater of Newcastle. I swear, Mo. You're an Arsenal fan who has run away from Arsenal and become a Barca fan. I think you need to check yourself and your life, personally speaking.
Who goes unknown to Barca, bro? Ricky Puig, man. Come on.
English Talents FC says, Techni is overrated. PNP equals the future. Long live the Union Jack. Hashtag LFC. English Talents FC, this is why your country was never going to win a major trophy. So, Dajo RF, thank you for the dub, Dajo. He should go to Newcastle, to be fair. He's a luxury player. You're paying for his ability, not his output. So only oil clubs should be interested. Hashtag Zadkai swap. Guys, do you take that as an insult?
No, but I will say Dybala would never work at Newcastle because under Eddie Howe.
Oh no! He might be referring to Pogba.
Oh, yeah, but Pogba wouldn't work either because Did you see against Arsenal? They were pressing the living daylight out of them. Pogba, he doesn't press like that. He doesn't press like.
You got to remember, like people, like Eddie Howe is the manager and plays in a specific way. So people just buy with different players. The players that obviously have the ball that are obviously good and concerned, but also have to work in Eddie Howe's system. And at least what we're seeing now, maybe more so than with Bournemouth when he couldn't spend any money, is we're actually seeing the type of football Eddie Howe wants to play, and it's clearly high press, expansive football as opposed to just kicking the long ball, that type of sort of thing. So, and can Pogba work in that system? It's debatable. And then there's also the thing that like Pogba's injury record actually over the last 3 or 4 seasons, probably certainly the 3 seasons, has been awful. Like he's been out for like a third of the season, maybe even more sometimes. So even if I was PSG or Juventus, I'd be thinking, okay, this guy wants this amount a week, but how often is he going to play for us? But I guess with PSG it doesn't really matter given the Neymar's been out for so long. So
look, like it's like that play. Those guys, it's a holiday camp for them, man. QC8. What team should Amazon follow for the doc next season? Ooh, I like that question.
Nigeria, man.
Tadbi.
Ooh, yeah. Chelsea, man. Yeah, I guess so.
But what would be the most compelling story?
To see how he rebuilds them and takes them down into the championship.
I would actually. No, I mean, I would actually like them to go behind at Barca or Real Madrid.
But it's annoying having to read subtitles, man. It's annoying. Man.
It doesn't bother me, man. It doesn't bother me. I think because I'm used to watching a lot of like foreign films and so forth. Yeah. I'm cool with it.
I want a PSG documentary.
PSG would be good.
I want a PSG one. That would be lit, man.
PSG would be
especially when they get knocked out like Bamson.
PSG. PSG would be amazing.
Imagine they recorded like Nasser after that Real Madrid game.
Wait. He tries to like break into like the referee's place. PSG would be great because especially it's just seeing Messi, Neymar, and also how they recovered from Mbappe leaving. PSG would be good. PSG would be good. Yeah. And also, I'm not bothered with like I watch a lot of foreign films, so subtitles for me doesn't make it because I think some people find it hard to view subtitles because I watch like anime and I watch like foreign films like South Korean movies and so forth. I'm like, so subtitles are cool. And also, sometimes it's actually a way of learning a different language. So you pick up like different phrases and so from a different language. So it's cool.
Yeah.
Promo. HH, what is that erotic outro music you play called? It's original. It's not erotic. Let me see. What's it called? Morgan's Abdul relax.
I could imagine it like at a strip club or something.
Okay, relax. It's not. So look, that was his intention. But you know what's it called? Morgan's Crag. He's obviously YouTube member and subscriber. Yeah, he's a producer, and yeah, he produces. So it's wholly original. And we're working on our album. We are working on our album.
Get that album release.
A new track, Todd B. That's a new track coming for Todd B. Todd B track is coming. The way, like I think what's it called? Dodd is a single that's going to be dropping soon. But don't worry, we're coming. It's coming. Detroit Rock City. If we play 3 in the back and suck, hashtag going on loan, hashtag Magpies. Detroit, no. Guys, okay, that's it. We have to stop this. I'm putting a stop to all loan moves. That's it. I'm putting my foot down. I'm putting a stop to all loan moves.
No. It's like, at the end of the day, this is how, like, if you think about it back in the day, this is how likes of Chelsea FC was formed. For example, how like City and obviously when as soon as the cash came in, certain fans were like, actually, you know what, Chelsea looks good. Actually, you know what, City looks good. You know, so and people just Newcastle a good team.
We have to promote loyalty. It is time that we must promote loyalty. It has to happen. Loyalty must be promoted. It has to. Your boy Abritz Fair, Milan are getting Renato Sanchez as well. No, look, if Milan win the league again, fingers crossed. Let's see what happens. And they recruit well. We're hearing Origi, we're hearing Renato Sanchez. Milan could look like Milan could look really good.
Let's be honest. Like Renato Sanchez, he's like one of those players that haven't been relevant for many years.
I still see a quality player there.
You do?
All right, guys. Look, all right, so guys, this is where things get slightly real. Oh boy. All right, let's deal with this. Oh god. So this was an interesting news that I saw break through. So let me give you the background here. So, Idrissa Gueye. So PSG were playing a game, and obviously, as things happen, they were to wear a rainbow kit in support of LGBT. And what we're hearing is Idrissa Gueye, who is Muslim, refused to wear the rainbow kit, and the thought process and so forth is it's against his religion and so forth. And it's because it's seen as haram to promote like LGBT views and so forth. So on Twitter, we are Idrissa Gueye, and hashtag Idrissa Gueye was trending. A lot of people were saying that like standing up for Idrissa Gueye, that it's good that he stood up for his beliefs. It's good that he refused to be pressured into being part of this LGBT campaign, and they said that it is good that he was standing firm in his own personal beliefs, and you cannot force a guy to go against his viewpoints. Now, here's my thing, and I'll go over to these guys. My thing here is because a lot of people say that you can somehow see a few parallels with like race and so forth. And people say, okay, homophobia, racism, and everything. Similarities, but not exactly the same. But actually, and this is what I didn't put in my video, and this what just even came to me after I put out that video. Anti-racism campaigns didn't come out of nowhere. So football didn't wear anti-racism and say no to racism just because of racism that existed out in the real world, outside of the football world. Anti-racism campaigns happened because of racist events that happened within football. So anti-racism was done in order to kick out racism within football. There was no anti-racism back in the 80s, or the 70s, or the 60s, even maybe in the 90s, but definitely in the 80s or 70s. So it was done because it was done in response to racism in football. There isn't any known homophobia in football because, which is the big thing that we've said, there hasn't been any major star or major player in a major league who has come out and been openly gay. So obviously I think there's a kid who plays for Blackpool, I believe, who is like the first player in one of the big leagues to come out as gay. But with regards to a Premier League, Serie, Bundesliga, La Liga, and so forth, there's never been a football player in any of those top leagues that has come out as gay. So there has not been any need. There's not been any room for homophobia to exist because there's been nobody who's come out as openly gay in the top leagues. But there are a lot of black people. There have been a lot of people who are Jewish, a lot of people who are Asians. And obviously we know the history of racism against them. So you can't be homophobic when there's nobody to be homophobic to, because there's no one who can be gay. Now this doesn't mean that there are no homophobic chants and so forth that are there just to add to how to disconcert a player and so forth. But the anti-racism campaigns were in response to racism in football. So this is now where it comes to Idrissa Gueye. You ask yourself that, why does football have to be part of the LGBT movement? Because what you now have is a slippery slope. LGBT, okay, let's do anti-Semitism. Okay, let's do pro-Palestine. Okay, let's do pro-Syria. Okay, let's do pro-disabled. Okay, let's do, like, there's so, like, if you're doing LGBT, what about the other movements as well? You know, racism has to happen because that is a football problem. Homophobia isn't a football problem. The thing happening in Palestine is not a football problem. So football can't be involved in something that doesn't involve it. Racism and football have been clashing for years. Even now, go ask those Bournemouth Cagliari fans, you know, or fans in Lazio or Fiorentina, or go to Eastern Europe. So I think it's a bit unfair that the French Football Federation now wants Idrissa Gueye to come out and apologize or to ask him why he doesn't want to be part of wearing the rainbow kits when it's not in my contract. Why is football or PSG or a football team having to be involved within this, which has nothing to do with football? So that is where you see the discrepancy within racism, and whether it's LGBT, whether it's pro-Palestine, whether it's pro-Syria, whether even the thing with Ukraine, should football be involved in that? Because I think the issue you have here is we're blurring the lines. Because football is so popular, and these guys are amongst the biggest stars in the world, and guys like PSG, whether it's a Messi or Neymar, are now superstars. People feel that if the more famous a person is, we can now latch our movements upon that. It's the same thing that happens in movies. Like Star Wars. Star Wars, one of the most popular franchises that are out there. People say, let's put a gay character. Let's put a transsexual character, because if we can latch our movements onto something that has many eyeballs and a huge platform, we can then impose things. This is so touchy and complex. It is so touchy and complex because I don't want to veer off away from football. I want to keep this strictly for football, because if you're now talking about homosexuality and religions and views towards it, that is something that this channel is not about. We are keeping things strictly for football here. But for me, I just don't understand. They have no grounds to reprimand Idrissa Gueye, because if you do that, then I say, why isn't there a pro-Palestine movement? Because there have been no homophobic or LGBT issues that have happened in football, but there have been racist issues that have happened in football. So football has had a need to eradicate racism because that's happened within football. So you bringing an LGBT thing, it just shows you the power of these particular pressure groups to latch onto famous entities like a Star Wars or a Star Trek or an MCU or a football, you know, to say, because that's why you're seeing it in MCU. You're seeing it in Star Wars. You're now seeing it in football, because these are popular things that they want to latch onto to try and force a message upon you, man. So before I give it over to these guys, man, you don't have a leg to stand on against Idrissa Gueye. You just don't, you know, because despite whether you want to say whether he's homophobic, his views and so forth, why he's in a strong position is, why do we have to be part of this movement and not other movements? Why this movement in particular and not other movements? What if I have a particular movement I feel strongly about? Why can't I wear a shirt or a jersey that promotes a particular movement or a particular strife of a particular group? Because trust me, there are many issues that exist. So where does it stop? Where do you draw the line? Racism makes sense because that has been a football problem. Syria, Palestine, Ukraine, rainbow kids, LGBT, that's not a football problem. So why do they have to be involved in that? Magpies, your view on this, man?
Okay, I'm gonna be very nuanced about this, and
Yes,
try and have
yes.
some wisdom about the situation. So because this is obviously a very sensitive topic. I think the first thing is I would disagree with you in the sense that the homophobia is not an issue. I think with the whole Blackpool situation and what they're trying to change is the idea that this that someone cannot be can openly express the sexuality, if that makes any sense.
No, but okay, let me just be clear.
Oh, go on.
No, my point was that it's not a issue that exists. Because my point is that it can't exist because of the facts of how nobody has come out as being openly gay. So, I mean, I get where you're coming from. The reason why people can't be openly gay is because of the fear of what can come through, because the homophobia that people know already exists.
Yeah, and the culture that's, like I said, that is often in the clubs and the fans and stuff like that as well. The perceptions and things. So that's obviously what they're trying to, like, the whole point of the those campaigns is to draw attention to that fact. I wouldn't necessarily to from what I understand by the campaigns, to preach or things or stuff like that. So from that perspective, I understand. So, and because at the end of the day, like, the football culture is not ideal in general, and I think also the reality is that, you know, this whole idea that we've got to get past this narrative of football with that, it's just about the scoring goals at the end of the day. At the end of the day, like, a lot of these players are brands, investments, fundamentally, you know. So yes, okay, to fans of players, but they've got massive multi-sponsorship deals via the club and also via themselves. So they are the image of a lot of these organizations. So it's easy to say in theory, he or she can do X, Y, and Z. But at the end of the day, when you also agreed to represent or wear the merch or shoes of a particular company, and then your views go against those views, that then obviously affects that company. And so that company go, well, hang on a minute, I don't want my brand to be associated with this particular stance or this particular viewpoint. You need PSG, you need to sort that out. That's where football is now. Let's keep it a stat. So unless you're not going to wear anything, and also decline every single, you know, advertising venture, whatever, from your parent club, which you don't do because you agree to that in your contract, then you're going to do it, you know. So that said, obviously my opinion is that, like, that if you have a particular opinion or belief about anything, you shouldn't be forced to you shouldn't be forced to do. You shouldn't be forced to do something that you do not agree with at the end of the day. And I include the taking of the knee in that. The players that don't want to take the knee, they shouldn't be forced to do it because for me, it doesn't make sense to. It's disingenuous to do something that you generally don't, because ultimately it's the action of that individual that's going to bring the change.
Yes.
So if someone's taking a knee but they don't like it, they disagree with it, and they're not not actually in their life doing anything about them, then the gesture itself is nothing.
No, but because it's like, okay, I take a knee and then I go and abuse a black or an Asian person tomorrow.
Yeah,
then
exactly.
what's the point?
Exactly.
You know,
exactly. Exactly. So I've never really been a fan of a lot of all these, you know. It's fair enough raising awareness in quote, but like at the end of the day, like, you know, you don't have to like wear a top or a band or to do something like that to actually like just be a decent human being. You can just do that in your daily life and do in the daily life.
Okay, let me come at this from a different angle, Magpies. Do you think that let's look at kids, young kids who view these players as idols. They adore these players. Do you think that the thinking is, if we can get that 8-year-old's favorite player who he idolizes and adores to wear something that says no to racism, no to homophobia, it can help that 7-year-old or 8-year-old's perception?
I mean, maybe, but to be honest, I think that like a lot of these things now, it's just about money. It's more about the actual brands that these like players are brands, not individuals. So I think it's more about the brands that they are representing than maybe this for the kids. But like I said, I think it's more of who they've got. Puma on the phone is like, bro, he's wearing our top and he represents us, and we don't want to be associated with that. You need to sort that out ASAP, because we've got a lot of money at stake, because people will look and they might draw negative attention, etc., etc. Fundamentally, that's what it's all about. Like whatever anyone says, and maybe this is where my controversy is that all these pro this or pro that stuff like no. At the end of the day, it comes to the effect it's going to have on big businesses and corporations and the money they're going to make. And that's why there's always a hoo-ha over this stuff. Racism is the same thing. So, I assume what's going to happen in this situation is that like they'll probably come up with some sort of, not an apology, but a kind of like I respect everyone to that kind of sort of thing, where it doesn't necessarily say that I was wrong, but kind of tries to kind of condone it, and then people just move past it, and then that'll be that. That's basically what's going to happen.
Abdul, what do you say?
Somebody earlier in the chat said his name suits the topic.
Oh yeah, no, I know, yeah, that's obvious, yeah. This
is gonna mess up. But I kind of disagree with you as well on like what you said, because there isn't a direct homophobia, but there is still taboo, and the evidence of the taboo is the fact that in the top 5 leagues, there is not one footballer that's come out as gay, which is statistically impossible.
Oh, no, 100%. Oh, no, but the point I was making is when you're doing anti-racism, it's in direct response to something that has actually happened. So a player got racially abused here, racially abused here, racially abused here, racially abused here, racially abused here. That's, you can audibly hear it. You can visually see it, and so forth. So therefore, you don't have to respond, because this is a problem that we can all visually see. The homophobia thing is just something that we just believe is there because we've had football fans, we've been in pubs, we've been in restaurants, we know what is said, we've been to stadiums, but there isn't any clear evidence. We know it's there, but there is no clear evidence of it happening where it can visually be seen and it is fully reported out. This racist issue.
There's a reason for it. The reason why there is no clear evidence of it happening is because there is nobody that comes out as gay to be sexually abused. Like, no player can be sexually abused if he hasn't come out as gay, because they're not going to know that he's gay.
Oh no! Basically, it's like I understand where you're coming from in terms of like nobody has come out, because that's the
So if nobody has come out, how is there going to be a case?
No, true, but the racism thing. We're sort of saying the same thing. The racism thing, you have to do it because this is a problem that exists. Yes, nobody has come out because they know what will happen if they come out. But at the end of the day, we've not had any homophobic incidents to the same degree as racist incidents. So of course we've not had them because nobody has come out. But the fact is, there's been racist incidents that you now have to respond to. If we had openly gay people, then we're not having a whole different conversation. So if there were openly gay people that existed from 80s and 90s, we would have several homophobic incidents, and now we now have to respond to it now.
Yeah, but I think it's like they're doing it in advance almost, because...
That's what I'm saying. So they're preempting.
Yeah, because they know, like, that's why it's almost... This is why it's not happening. Nobody's coming out, because they know if they come out, they're going to be met with this abuse, the fear of it. And also, I don't have any problem personally with them doing it. Like with them having the LGBT, bro, that's not a problem for me. But I do have a problem with what's happening to Idrissa Gueye because
Sorry. Let me be very clear here. I said again, I have no, bro. I'm one of those guys that wear whatever you want. Like, I'm not that guy that bothered about, why are you wearing this? Wear whatever the hell you want. I've never been bothered about like, whatever. So my whole thing is that, it's okay. But if you have an issue with a rainbow kit, I'm like, okay, bro, really? Because I mean, does this really bother you that much? So yeah, like, I mean, but it is the whole thing of Idrissa Gueye.
You know what it reminds me of? Like, Burger King and 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
Like they do every August, I think they do like this whole LGBT campaign and the whole branding. Like even in the shops, they do that. Like their logo becomes rainbow.
Yeah.
And that's like this. So what's happening is basically like they want to punish me for not going into the Burger King because allegedly I didn't like the fact that they had the rainbow on their logo. But it's my choice if I don't want to go into the Burger King. It's my choice.
And also my thing is that you can't make that leap an assumption that, you're homophobic, but you don't want to wear the jersey or so forth, because that's the leap that they're making.
Yeah, because they are assuming because Idrissa Gueye I doubt that he has come out and said, I only didn't want to play because of the rainbow, the LGBT. If he had said it, it's a different conversation. But even then, like, bro, it definitely does clash heavily. It definitely does clash heavily with his religion. And I saw somebody today say, "Oh well, he wouldn't mind it if there was alcohol sponsor on his shirt, would he?" Because that clashes with his religion as well. But we don't know. I commented to him and said, "But there is no alcohol sponsor on his shirt, so how do you know that?" But for me, like, I think it's taking it a step too far if they start punishing people for not wanting to be a part of this, because it goes back
to is what I don't understand though. That's sort of
because it goes back to, are you going to punish people for not taking the knee?
That was because the point I was making is like people in La Liga and so forth, they don't take the knee. But that's just something that the people in the Premier League have decided to do. So my thing is that it's not part of my contract. Nothing says in my contract that I have to take the knee. Nothing in my contract says that I've got to wear a rainbow kit. Exactly. So it's like
that's the one thing that we don't know. That's the thing. So we don't know whether, like, I don't know
what it says in the contract of like what.
Yeah, well, I don't know whether it's because this whole campaign was this Ligue 1? Was this part of like Ligue 1? Was this PSG? Was this a sponsor thing? Like we don't know. If this was for example sponsor related, then it's a bit difficult because there's obviously contracts. There's obviously contracts involved with that. If it was the like Ligue 1 and this was part of like maybe every so often their big team fans has to wear it, then that's something that has to be discussed with Ligue 1 specifically, and maybe that wasn't as part in Idrissa Gueye's contract. If this is
that's not sponsor. That's not sponsor. That's Ligue 1. That's Ligue 1.
Ligue 1. So yeah, okay. So that in that sense, it's a conversation that needs to be had with Ligue 1 as to whether or not you can force, if someone has a disagreeing opinion, like even put this thing aside. Let's say even if it was like pray for Ukraine, for example. I'm sure there are Russian footballers playing around Europe. The Russian footballers playing on Europe, and there might be some of them that like, where I mean, look even Chelsea. The Chelsea fans still singing the Russian national anthem.
Oh yeah,
in Stamford Bridge. I don't, Chelsea fans. I don't know, but the point I'm trying to make is that like, it is a dangerous situation if you're now saying that like that this person cannot have a differing opinion.
Yeah,
Magpies. Let me just I'm saying, but what I will preface that is I'll say, but that is different than if you have actually signed a contract with a sponsor or something that says that you are. That's the thing that I can. If you sign a contract that has this as part of the clause, those types of activities thing, then
then you're bound by the contract.
You've got to honor it. So. That's the thing I'd say.
The one thing that annoys me, because there is one thing that annoys me about these kind of movements, and like some people may disagree with me, but this is just my thing. I have no problem with gay people. I have no problem with LGBT. The one issue I do have though is constantly having it rammed down my throat. Like, bro, like I know you, like, bro, like why do I have to see it everywhere? Why do I have to see it everywhere? Like that's the one thing that sometimes gets on my nerves. Like why do I have to see it? Like why do people have to force it so much up? HH, like because especially I live in Denmark, for example. Yeah. Denmark is a country where very peaceful country, very open country, but every August there's a massive like campaign. There's a massive like festival for pride and every company you see everywhere. And I'm like, is this necessary? Is this like why they're almost celebrating it? It's almost like a national holiday. You feel me?
As I said, this is a very, very tricky subject. It's very, very.
But it's just
tricky.
my opinion. Bro.
No. That's right. It's very tricky, and again, I want to keep things football and so forth. I keep things with it, but because my thing about it is very disingenuous to sort of paint someone as evil because they don't rock and roll with LGBT views.
Yeah.
Because for some, as I told you, like, because this isn't the same as racism. Racism is geography.
Yeah.
When you're in a geography class, hey, black people live here, white people live here, Asian people live here, boom. I only knew that people were gay when I was like 12 or 13. So I didn't realize that was a thing. So for me, when I came into Europe, like when I lived in Nigeria, the concept of gay it didn't exist. It didn't exist. Now, there's an issue with that, and so forth. We don't really know what that issue is, but it is. But when I now came into Europe, I was like, oh, whoa. And it took time for me to readjust. And for me, I am one of the most accepting people that's here. I told you, one of my best friends is gay. But for me, even when I see two guys on something, I get taken aback. And then I have to now readjust. So I think what I just find harsh is how someone like an Idrissa Gueye is sort of attacked us like, oh my gosh, how could you're so homophobic? Like, how about you look at the different angle of like, how do you know how he's grown up? Do you know the environment he's grown up in? Do you know the situations and sort of and the place that he's grown up in? So have you taken stock of how hard it may be for him to readjust to being around people who may be gay or something, which is very.
We need to confirm this is also a media story as well. Like, so this is also the thing. We don't know the full. This is why like I basically only listen to Fabrizio Romano when it comes to football anymore. So because you'll have this report came out that said this, and just again, I wouldn't be surprised if all of this because this is at the end, this is a rumor still. You need to remember that this is a rumor we didn't, and like I wouldn't be surprised if the following day it just again comes like, oh no, it wasn't that. It was because I had a cold. You know what I mean? So it's like I'm not saying
no, but Mark Pes, if he had an injury, that would have been known. Like it's okay. No. Especially you could be right, but no. I say you could be right, but I would be very surprised if all along he just had an injury or a cold. It wouldn't get to this far because obviously if a guy's unavailable, so basically you have a list of like these guys are injured based on a cold injury like that. So the fact of it has leaked out that we don't know of any known injury. It's because we would have known that you were out based off an injury.
It might be personal reasons that are not related to this, like family or things stuff like that as well. They've been focused on like that before, so
possibly. I mean, I doubt it, but you could be right. Yeah. Yes, you could be right.
The point I'm trying to make is that I'm not saying that it's wrong, but at the same time, like football is one in particular is a world where like people just create like narratives all the time. And then put almost this, like people putting 100% certainty ultimately in rumors that have not actually been verified by the person, which for me is actually the most toxic thing about football and culture in general, where we villainize like somebody, we come to a judgment about somebody, and we don't actually wait and hear and see what the actual person.
That's true. Yeah. No. People always
have you ever watched Designated Survivor on Netflix?
Yeah. Well, the first season.
Yeah. So you missed it, but Designated Survivor, it wasn't a Netflix bought series. It was an independent series, the first 2 seasons, I think. and it was like an amazing series, and there was very little sexual activities going on. In the third season, they were then taken over by Netflix, and all of this sudden, you see you see gay couples kissing out of nowhere, gay scenes everywhere. And it's just like, it was shocking. Like, where did this come? It's like they're almost pushing it on you, pushing it on you. And this wasn't even part of the plot. They just started adding gay people for the sake of it. You feel me? Like gay couples.
No, but you have to realize that it's the world we're living in, and the group LGBT, it's very influential. And I think it's even a point that Magpie's made. Is this about money? It always goes back to money, and goes back to PR, and goes back to branding. And the thing about branding and so forth, you want to be on the popular side, and you want to be on the quote-unquote right side. So it makes a lot of business sense and branding sense to be pro-LGBT. Yeah. Anti-LGBT in today's world is bad business. Very bad business.
Exactly.
Ricardo, what do you think? And I'll come to your Dobbs. Your view on this whole Idrissa Gueye thing. If it is to be believed, because my point is, if it's to be believed, again, we don't know whether it's free throw, but if it's to be believed that Idrissa Gueye refused to play because of his views towards LGBT, of wearing the rainbow kits, if it is true.
If it's okay, the fact that we haven't even discussed that if it's true is a messed up situation, because you can't just accuse somebody of such a crime. Like, if he is, like, in some countries, homophobia is a hate crime, right? Now, obviously, you can't be charged with a hate crime because he hasn't said anything. The only thing we are assuming right now is that he doesn't really fuck with the movement. Now, I have no issue with somebody who doesn't, like, this is just my personal belief, right? You don't have to accept everybody's views. Like, if you're homophobic, being homophobic is wrong, because that means it comes from a place of hate. But not agreeing with homosexuality because of your religious beliefs or scientific beliefs or whatever viewpoint you have in life, there's not an issue with it. We come from different cultures, societies, and whatever. We all believe in very different things. So it's kind of like, to villainize somebody for having in this case, right, Idrissa, he's Muslim. So I mean, like, I know Muslims in my life, I know Christians in my life, I know Hindus in my life. They don't all, they don't accept it, but they'll tolerate it, which is very different. It can be simply put as, like, it's being made a bigger deal than what it is, but it's a massive hypocrisy too, because from what I've been seeing online, that the basis is that because he's Muslim, then he's homophobic. So you're pretty much saying that the religion of Islam is a homophobic religion. But when you put that tag on not just on Islam, but any other religion, I mean, isn't that Islamophobic then? Like, you're criticizing a religion, calling it stupid or calling it this and calling it that. But obviously it's very different. Now, to your original point, I actually want to, like, push back on it, because you said there's no homophobia. There is homophobia in the sport.
No. Again, I have to make myself clear. Of course there's homophobia. Like, again, I was speaking to my gay friend yesterday and so forth, and he said that, like, about guys who've come out, and I said to him that, bro, it's going to be very difficult for anybody to come out as gay because of the amounts of homophobia that exists in football. The point I was making is, racism has been seen because Black people exist. Well, basically, this is sort of preempting what we know already exists. But the fact is that there've not been any homophobic incidents because nobody has come out as openly gay because of what they think will happen. But the reality is, there have been racist incidents that you now have to respond to, as opposed to homophobic incidents that haven't existed.
I agree with you, because there's nobody that's openly gay, specifically in a top league. Which, I mean, let's be honest, like Abdul said, it's mathematically impossible.
No. Right? What's it called? My gay friend, he said he spoke to the director of Aston Villa, and he said that he knows 9 people in Aston Villa who are gay.
Like players?
They don't want to come out. Yeah, players. They don't want to come out.
And that situation is unfortunate, because if we're talking about sporting cultures, like, look, we all play sports here. Like, I'm no saint when there's trash talk involved. When I play, like, I'm throwing out the F word. Like, it's because it's lazy and it's an easy word to, sports the culture of sports has always been to emasculate another, whether
Yeah.
it's physically or emotionally or just whatever comes out of your mouth. And to be fair, this probably does happen on the professional level more than not, right? I mean, I've watched South American football, and it's like the easiest thing, the most common thing to do. You just say crazy homophobic slurs all the time, even if the person is not homophobic or not. But I'm pretty sure there's a player out there who, but secretly is that, and he has to mask it and take that to the chin. Now it's different with racism, obviously, because it's a visible thing. You can see a person is visibly different. With with being a homosexual, it's nobody really knows unless you
actually reveal it.
Unless you reveal it, it's just very like that's your personality, which is another topic. But this situation, I think, is over magnified, and I personally I stand with Idrissa Gueye just because I'm that type of person that if you don't agree with something, which maybe in this case he doesn't, as long as you're not phobic or hateful towards that whatever it is, then you should be tolerant. Like, one thing I hate about people in anything, I have more respect for people who fight for their beliefs, because if you are tolerant of everything, then you stand for nothing. So I cannot knock the man for believing in what he believes in, even if I don't agree with him.
Oh, no. But then, here's the thing, though. My belief is that I think that all brown people and black people should be massacred and killed. That's a belief.
No, but that comes from. But I'm saying that if it comes from a place of hate and it comes, that's where it's wrong.
So it depends on the belief. Because see, my thing here is that you can be a guy. I think even you said it. It's not something that I vibe with and so forth. But I'm not going to hate upon it. Like the great saying: if you've got nothing good to say nothing at all.
Yeah.
So it's one thing where I have an active hate towards a certain people. It's one thing where I don't agree with what the certain people do. But I'm just going to distance myself from it.
But the only issue I have with that and the whole thing is that the problem and why we're having this society is that, like, it comes to how do you police that, and then who determines, because that's why these whole things are issues, is because it's like certain people determine that this particular thing is hateful or hate speech, etc., and should be heavily policed, censored, criticized, etc. And then those certain people disagree with other people. So when you basically believe that things are relative, which is what we are in a society now, or whoever has allowed his voice, it's really up to whoever has allowed his voice. In this case, right now, it's the certain people and sectors in society. They will obviously get that treatment, if that makes any sense. So I guess what I'm trying to make is that, like, unfortunately, whether you like or not, even if someone has a very, very horrendous view, like he says that he wants these people gone, etc., the reality is that, like, unless you're like unless you're with you can't. It's difficult to police that, is what I'm saying. It's difficult to police it in a way that doesn't get rid of free speech. And then on top of that, it's like, well, where do you draw the line?
Yeah. Well, Magpie
decides that this particular thing is hate and this person is not, and before you know it, you have where we are now, where almost everything offends everyone now.
Yeah, Magpie.
Hate,
but one thing I want to add to that is, like, the policing is a very tricky situation, because let's be honest, if we're gonna just talk about it in the context of football, these guys are grown men, like they're in their 20s, some in their 30s. Like, if they're like, say they're homophobic or they're racist, they have 20 to 30 years of embedded racism and homophobic beliefs. They're not going to change. That's like, asking like an older white person that was born in the 40s in America to stop being racist. Like, it's impossible. It's not going to happen.
All right, let's see what the streets are saying, man. This was a good talk. Kay says football fans from all races are homophobic. Look at Twitter.
Yeah, I mean, let's not even start with Twitter.
Look, Twitter. Actually, I don't go on my timeline. I only read my notifications. Like Twitter is accessible.
But they're not just homophobic. They're everything. They're
No,
racist.
Abdul,
They're
pick anything. Like
Like,
they're like girophobic. They are
Agreed.
massphobic, housephobic. They're against like they're like casualist or something. Everything.
I get called a terrorist 10 times a day, Chief, because of my name.
I get called Mexican. Like I don't even know why.
Okay, let's move. Let's move.
I'm not even
I get
Mexican.
called
but-
white, you know, but
No, you get called everything. Like guys, if I show you some of when I insult Ronaldo or so forth, the kind of things that people send to me when I insult Ronaldo or so forth, shocking.
I'll check your hidden replies, AJ. Don't check. Especially on
I don't know. You know, but HH, you know what's crazy though? I don't know if you like. Do you follow 433 and like Bleacher Report football or whatever?
No,
Instagram
I just
accounts?
I look at their tweets, but I don't follow them.
Okay,
No.
well, on Instagram, if they ever post anything related to women's football, if you click the comment, oh my
Bro,
god,
it's a mess. It's a mess.
It's a mess.
You know, that's why I always said like any woman who come into this space, I'm like, man, I applaud you
Yeah.
because this like doing either playing, especially doing YouTube as a woman. It's tricky.
Yeah,
it's
it's
tricky.
horrible.
It's horrible. It's a mess. It's a
Unless
mess.
you're hot.
No. Even if you are, the kind of things that people will say to you and stuff that people will send you and message. No, both ways. If you're attractive, the kind of things that people say to you. Now if you're not attractive,
No, that's even worse. No, that's
AJ, the
not-
only women that survive on the internet are the women that make money from it.
yeah, because like, look, the money is too good for me not to keep on doing it.
yeah, very much.
Half Hope's Fangirl Society. HH, do you watch hentai anime? Idrissa Gueye is gay. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Shit. Thank you for that. Dajo RF. All or nothing PSG. I need to see what's made NASA throw hands out to Real Madrid.
man.
That
Get it
would
done.
be hilarious.
Get it done,
That
man.
would be
Get it
Bro,
hilarious.
that would
man.
be crazy.
That would be like basically a PSG all or nothing, specifically after they get knocked out of the
Actually,
UCL.
I want a you know what, a PSG version of like Last Dance where they start all the way from Miracle and Camp Nou, all the way to
That'd be amazing. That'd be amazing. Oh man. From Raffles Sean says, HH, what's your favorite Korean movie? The Chaser. Are you into K-pop? No.
Yes,
I'm not into K-pop.
You
no.
have posters of Jungkook in your wall.
No, I don't. I am me and K-pop now. I respect the choreography and so forth. That's amazing choreography, but it's not my theme. I'm sorry. Case says the hypocrisy is that Qatar jails LGBT
That's
people.
true. That's true.
Yeah, well, I told you money, didn't I? Said money, didn't I?
Do you know what's so wild? Because we're interviewing the guy who was like a dignitary for the Qatar World Cup and everything, and he said that, look, I advise you don't wave any rainbow flags because I cannot be responsible for what will happen to you if you do that. So there's a country hosting a World Cup where if some people from, let's say, Mexico, Sweden, Ghana or something start wave rainbow flag, they can be attacked.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Like you said, that's
But
You know, it's
money,
like-
but
money.
money.
That's why we led with. That's why I led with that. That's
Back
why.
boys, that's wild, but
I
that's
kept,
wild.
that's what
do you
I kept
think
saying. I was like,
companies
oh,
do that?
this is all these things. Like, if people were really serious about it, they would have all these companies that are saying or speaking out, they would have boycotted Qatar because of the very things that you said. But they've not. So let's stop this self-righteous thing like that. Like at the end of the day, come on, like it's money,
because
man.
so
Come
that's
on.
a very key because so we're pro LGBT. A World Cup is being hosted by guys who that ain't gonna fly. Don't if you do a rainbow flag, don't blame us when you now get attacked.
Well,
AJ, I tripled their a gay couple to go down to Qatar. I tripled their them, AJ.
Oh, there's gonna be.
They'll get Lara Croft to
No. You see, Abdul, it's gonna be because let me tell you, 100%. With the amounts of people going to World Cup, there's going to be a lesbian or a gay couple there.
But not show.
So
But
what's
they
gonna
won't
happen?
show it. They won't show it. They won't show it.
I hope the cameraman just puts the camera.
No,
between
Abdul,
the
let's
faces,
let's
man.
wait and see because
It's so
people like to
funny.
be defiant. Let's wait and see. Or they may not even know. And if they don't know, I mean, basically, Abdul, I am fearful of what could happen. That's what I'm saying.
But there's a hypocrisy because if we're gonna just do this about Qatar, I mean, you might as well now host a World Cup for these same particular reasons, whether it's in Asia or South America, or if we're gonna prevent these situations, because let's be honest, you go to Brazil, let's not act like Brazil is any different, or South America. I'm South American. Like homophobia is rampant there. So it's like, is the safest place to do the World Cup only in Europe and North America?
No. It's true, but in South America, I don't think that your life could be in danger if you wear a rainbow flag. Because my thing is that, basically, if the World Cup was held in Argentina, Chile, Peru, or so forth, you would not have one of the dignitaries saying that don't wave rainbow flag because I cannot be responsible of what could happen to you.
Actually, I would actually push back against that because I've been to Peru. Like, you will be harassed. That is for sure. I've seen it with my own eyes.
It is different when like the person hosting it, the person that.
Oh, for
like,
sure.
They'll say, the person will say, "Oh, we're inclusive with this or this or that." Too. But when the owner of the person who's running it is like, is saying, "No, we advise you not to. Don't do this. Don't."
For sure. I definitely agree, but I'm just saying, like, I mean, if you're gonna go to these countries, you're not gonna go into areas where you're gonna absolutely somebody's gonna harm you. But like, the logic is still like applicable in that sense, that you just don't go to these countries that have homophobic tendencies. And like, look, I've had gay cousins in Peru, like. They can't even be gay. That's how bad it is. Like,
Look. What's the sorry, I grew up in Nigeria. I never knew of any gay person in Nigeria.
Yeah, that's like,
you know what it's like. I've never known of any gay person in Nigeria existed. You know how wild that is. You know, again, because of how extremely religious Nigeria is. David Oladele, why a big deal? Wearing does not equate to believing. I know. Look, it's, as Mark just said, it's about money, it's about branding, it's all performative, which is why for me, like, the whole kneeling thing, it doesn't really work for me. It doesn't work for me.
No, but that's not what he's saying. That's not what he's saying. He's saying that Idrissa Gueye, he should have worn it. He should have worn it because just wearing it doesn't mean that he has to believe in it.
No. He says, why? He said that. Why is it a big deal? Wearing doesn't equal believing.
No. He's saying, why is it a big deal for Idrissa Gueye? Just because he wears it doesn't mean that he has to believe in it.
Oh, okay, but I think you can actually view it in two ways, though.
Yeah. But if it means that, because that's how I read it.
Okay,
you don't understand. Some people, they're more touchy when it comes to it. They don't want to be seen with it. You know what I mean?
Look at John. Look at John Pacino's comment.
I get where it's coming from. Yeah. I get where it's coming from.
Look at John Pacino's comment.
I don't think I want to. I don't think I want to.
No, it's funny.
Dajo RF says, I completely agree. Although I spot the idea of wearing the pride colors in show of support of the LGBT community, they shouldn't force anything. Yeah, for me, I think it's the enforcing that is a huge thing. Like, for me, like, I'm one of those guys where, bro, I have no issues with anybody, lesbian, gay. I couldn't give a damn. But are you going to catch me in a pride festival? No. Now, all because I will never be at a pride festival, does that not make me homophobic? So that's the thing. So you can't assume that I'm homophobic because I would never wear a rainbow-colored pride thing. I'm never wearing that. But because I'm never wearing that, does that not mean that I'm homophobic? No. So that leap makes no sense, you know. Tech Window, thank you for the dub, Tech Window. Should we be forced to start wearing Islamic symbols during Ramadan to speak up against Islamophobia? This is bullying and is mental colonialism. Look, I said again, we don't know what's in the contract. That's a good point that Mark put. We don't know what's in the contracts, meaning of what you have to do within the brand. But yeah, I mean, my thing is that, look, I just don't know why it's a big deal. Hence why I want to see what the fallout is. First of all, is it true that Idrissa Gueye refused to wear it based off his beliefs? If it is true, what is the fallout going to be? Because my thing is that if it is true, again, the big word is if it is true that he did it because of his beliefs, what are you actually going to do to him? Because depending on what you do to him, that could be very interesting.
You know the most happiest person right now in all this.
Who?
Gini Wijnaldum, man. Gini Wijnaldum gets his chance, man. Wijnaldum gets his if Idrissa Gueye has to go out. Wijnaldum comes back. He's like, finally.
Yes, pride, baby, pride. Yeah, pride.
When we spoke about like Ukraine, like it just comes down to like the whole politics in football. Like, where do you draw the line? You know what I mean?
And that's a key question. So
you can't draw the line anymore.
No. But here's the thing. So
it benefits your pockets.
So pro-LGBT and pro-Palestine, are they both political, or is pro-LGBT moral, or does that fall under the whole political guys? Because people say pro-Palestine falls onto
What
the
about
political guys.
Islamophobia? What about Islamophobia? Yeah,
So my thing is that where is the line drawn? Because there's a rule in football that you can't have any political symbols.
I gotta, bro. Look what John said.
Okay. Wait, hold up. So QC says that people and society in general love forcing opinions on you and still stand for free choice. Sports is increasingly being used as a vehicle for movements. But here's the thing, though. It's about, look at Star Wars. Like, obviously, Mark Boyce, you're like a movie guy. Star Wars is a place in which they want to now. They will just put in little.
I never actually got into Star Wars. I'm not gonna lie, so it's one thing. But I see people.
But MCU, like in MCU, this is famous. Yeah. How can we now bring in like this? How can we now bring in that? How can we now bring this and that? Okay, what is John? I can't even see his comments, bro.
He said his name was Rainbow Flake.
Yeah, he had a longer comment about the same comment. That's why I told you to bring up. He didn't want to.
I made a really Rainbow Flick. Oh.
It might be a bad movie. You could get a red card in Qatar right away.
Yeah. No, man. It's
shout out John.
Hold on, just take a few more and we'll be out of here, man. Where we are. No, but look, as I said again, look, I mean,
I have a question to ask you, HH.
Yes, go for it.
You say your best friend, he's gay, right?
Yes.
You spend a lot of time with him?
No, but see, that's the thing. I only found out recently.
Oh, damn.
So basically, one of my good friends, it's his younger brother. And I just found out like a few months ago. And then we had like a convo and everything. But I was like, oh, just tell me about it, blah, blah, blah. And obviously, he was just talking about homophobia in football and everything and like why they're not more gay people. And I said, look, bro, like, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. And because we both said, look, someone needs to come out and take, because that's first person, you're going to take all the heat. Take all the heat, but then then you then go through. But that's first person. It's going to, because you need somebody from one of the major leagues to come out. Because my thing is that look at how long it's been. Because 2022. And we've not still had one person from one of the major leagues come out as gay who is active.
You know what I want?
You got what's her name? Is it Megan Rapinoe, the USA woman?
Yeah, but
major league.
No, HH. You know what I actually want to see?
Abdul, stop that.
Yeah, what I want to see one day, like in my lifetime, I want to see like a gay Mike Tyson or a gay LeBron James or a gay Ronaldo, like at the top of their sport.
Oh yeah,
and it just be like so funny because nobody's gonna say shit.
Oh no, but see, that's the key thing. Because I was even thinking about that. I don't want to sound harsh, but if you have like a gay person who's like mid or not so good, but if you have a gay person who is one of the best at their sport, then that is what will now actually really begin to foster.
Isn't the president of Ukraine gay?
Zelensky?
Yeah, I think he's gay. Yeah,
I don't think so. I don't think an Eastern European country.
No, I think he's gay.
As far as I'm aware, he's not. He's got a
as far as I'm from, I don't think he's no.
Really?
Where you got that from, man?
So QC again says, are you pro-Russia if you didn't change your profile to Ukraine? Same thing. Like I'm never doing a Ukraine thing. That's never happening. So all because I do that, does that mean that I'm now pro-Russia? Because I told you there's no chance I'm doing pro-Ukraine. After what they did to my fellow Nigerians and so forth, no. But obviously what Russia are doing is wrong and so forth. But that doesn't mean that I have to be like, hey, Ukraine, pro-Ukraine, baby, whoa.
I hate, bro, like if you're not on our side, you're on the other. It's like
shut up.
Yeah, there's no
middle, but it's the world that we live in. Like there's no gray area. Like if you're not fully for this, that means you're against, and everybody has to get. You have to get with the hashtag. You have to change your profile thing because everybody is just sheep. Everyone is just sheep.
The BLM was crazy when everybody blacked out their Instagram. I'm like, what the hell?
And do you know the crazy thing about BLM?
Oh my god, I don't even want to talk about it. That's embarrassing.
I don't want to talk about it, but what I'm saying is that I don't know whether this is true. But what I heard was some of the organizers from it.
Oh no, there's way too much proof. It's
with the funds, they actually bought like a mansion.
Yeah, but they bought more than mansions. They brought way more, like 6 mansions.
That's disgusting.
And now, like, you know what the worst part is? Is all those people that were very anti-BLM, you just gave them all the ammunition in the world.
Because see, that's what I said. I will always be for the movement. Now, once it now becomes into an organization and so forth, that's when the idea and the messaging now gets a little bit murky. And as we've seen, once it now becomes a thing, it becomes trendy and so forth, are you now making money?
Yeah, that might
Then
be
it loses.
When things become trendy, they lose their meaning.
Yeah, I mean, isn't that what most movements, even hashtag Me Too stuff, it all is because. But again, that's because behind the scenes, like all these things, it's about making money. So, like literally, all you have to do is follow the money, and you realize that's why you have these contradictions where it's like, on one hand, because of the UK views, we need to show that we're anti-home, etc., to do that. But on the other hand, Qatar can do like or China with the Özil things like shush will be quiet because we don't want to offend the. So long as it's all you have to understand is that it is literally all about money. That's it.
It's about because whatever is popular is what's going to be making you money because you want to really be on the popular
and the market that you're going towards, and that's it,
And the fact of the matter is, guys, one of the most influential pressure groups is the LGBT group. Right now, that is a group you don't want to mess with.
But what happens when, like this, like it's notorious Disney do that when they have a movie that goes to Saudi Arabia or these places, what happens? They edit it out.
Yeah.
Or in the case of China, if there's something that's
what's it called? They didn't release Doctor Strange 2 in Saudi Arabia because there's a scene when you have a lesbian couple.
Exactly, but even before that, they said that they edited it out to try and but they so the point I'm trying to make is that like you're saying one thing to one.
You say one thing, but you're obviously doing another because you want to release
because of the finance, the money in that particular market. That's it.
What's it called? Like Star Wars, John Boyega was like barely in the poster because China were like, no, we're not having a freaking black dude on our poster for thinking Star Wars or whatever. Wild man.
It's not spoilers, man. Come on, it's not spoiler. Okay,
yeah, that is a pretty big spoiler if you ask me. I don't know.
Oh, what was a spoiler?
Still spoilers at this point.
The lesbian couple kissing.
Hell knows that's a spoiler, bro. Do you know what goes on in that movie? That is nowhere near a spoiler. I know you're mad. You're mad.
I may have went just to watch that part, but I guess not anymore.
No. But basically, when he sits, it is so inconsequential. It is such a basically because when they says I thought it was actually going to be a big deal. When did you see the scene? I'm like, you had an issue with this because it happens like that, and then it
was like 2 seconds.
It was literally Magpies. Was it like 3 or 4 seconds?
Well, even that. It was just a shoulder thing, and then that was it. So I assume, to be honest, that most people want to watch Doctor Who would have watched it by now. So
look, I told you, I'm the movie merchant. I tell you right now, it's not a spoiler. When you see the film,
question,
what?
You know the Conference League final. Are you gonna do a post-match stream?
Yes.
Wait. Or does it depend on the outcome?
No. Well, first of all, I'm doing a pre-match and I'm doing a Twitch watch along. That's a fact.
The post-match depends on the outcome. Yeah.
The post-match it depends on that. because I say right now, like if they do my guy dirty, man, it's not going to be pretty.
But if Mourinho becomes the first manager to basically win 3 European trophies, are we going to get like the Hazard doc? Can you actually release a Mourinho doc, like a 45-minute Jose Mourinho doc, the greatest manager of all time, man?
Don't send face. It's going to lose. Feyenoord are going to win. Feyenoord are going to win. Like basically, no. Feyenoord, the quality team, Conference League finals. Roma, you bum ass losers. You losers. How could you let down Uncle Mo? So it's Feyenoord. Well done, Feyenoord. Well done. Quality. No, they did good. At least they made the final. At least Abdul, he made the final.
Yeah, I remember last season after the FA Cup final to Leicester. You came on and said, congratulations, but you won the
Abdul, meet your bike. Josh Burns says, USA equal pay, baby. Pay the ones that give us actual trophies. Let's go. Huh?
Oh, yeah. They announced in the US that the men and women are going to be paid like equally. And something about trophies too, which is kind of stupid because the US men never win anything. So
I don't understand. I never quite understood what because I was like equaling in what sense, like equaling based, because from my understanding it was like the men's money was coming from
the men's game.
The men's tournament. And the
This has nothing to do with
Magpies,
they perform.
there's no logic involved. There's no supply and demand perspective in this whole thing.
No, because that's what I'm trying to say. This is not trying to be sexist or so forth. It's not. Of course, the US women's team do better than the US men's team, but the US men's team, they pay better because they're part of men's football, which is the biggest sport in the world. Women's football is into men's football. Men's football is the number one sport in the world.
That's the point. That's what everybody's saying. But the people who are supporting the equal pay do not want to fundamentally understand that.
But also, why actually, even if you take that into account, what I didn't actually understand is that, from what I understand, the USA women's team, they're all like employees of USA, like women's football, whatever. So they're paid as such. Whereas the USA men's, obviously they're clearly not. They've got their respective clubs, etc. So it's like you can't even. It's not even the same like type of contract, because you're comparing like one who's like a full-time employee of the USA national team to basically people like, because from what I know, you don't even, as in like you're paying them as a full-time employee, whereas the men's, just like Nigeria and other players, like you're not actually supposed to technically pay. Yeah. Men's is like it's a free volunteer thing. You just get a bit of like,
it should be a privilege to play.
A tribute, a privilege. That's it. So yeah, it's the contract themselves are not the same. So effectively, what they're doing is they're paying them equal pay, but on a completely different contract. Which
because it's totally different.
What I've heard with the men's is that they only get paid when they win or advance in particular tournaments, and typically what the players do is end up donating their winnings, which I mean, they don't really need it because it's not a substantial amount.
Yeah, no.
Your boy Wing says, I don't think fans are homophobic, just age confused. Fair. Huh? Wait, here.
I think Wing. He means homo confused.
But what the hell does homo confused mean?
This is why Wing, he's Monday night.
Yeah. That's why you're a Monday night man.
Speaking of Wing, shout out to Chelsea women's team, man, actually winning an FA Cup, So I would just wish the men's could.
They're keeping the brand up.
Exactly, man. You need like Todd B needs
Todd B.
I'm cursed.
Winners, man.
Todd B.
Needs winners, man. Needs winners.
No. By the way, if I don't get the players, it's not going to be Todd Bowley. It will go from Todd B to Todd Bowley if I don't get the players.
Which players?
I mean the Oos, Lewandowski, Trent.
You know what's crazy?
Did
you say Trent?
What's it called? Donnarumma. Like
so this guy is like still thinking that Bram is basically the only
one in the world.
Like,
I want my guys. I want Labila, I want Dybala, I want your boy Trent, I want Fela Mendy.
You know what the best part about all this is that you're actually gonna get none of these players.
Ricardo, if we do, jokes on you.
Ricardo, the best part of this is that Todd B doesn't even own Chelsea Football Club right now.
It's going to happen very soon. Todd B!
Get it done.
Todd B! All right. Todd B! Shout your boy Casey. Says the US has its rights, free speech regardless of belief. Oh yeah. I know. Well, that's in the US, but in places like Qatar, it's a little bit tricky, man. So guys, I mean, are you scared of what Todd B could do for Chelsea this summer? Are you worried?
I'm excited.
Ricardo, you're excited.
Be excited.
Koulibaly.
Ricardo, a little bit of Mendy, a little bit of
Ricardo, do you remember who coined the term "be excited"? Do you remember who coined that term?
Didn't Lampard like one?
Wait.
Who coined the term "be excited"?
Abdul, don't you dare mention that guy's name ever again. Okay. Don't you dare mention that guy's name ever again. I said, don't you dare mention that.
Well, I'm a little bit confused because I heard a press conference today that Tuchel was talking about a rebuild. It doesn't sound very like a good thing.
Look, Ricardo, sorry, B said, I'm a walk on some.
Don't you need a defender with Rudiger gone to Madrid?
No, Conde is coming down. Conde is coming
in. You guys have to build around Mount. You gotta
no. Conde is coming in. Yeah. When I get Guerrero from Dortmund or something. Look, guys.
Are you gonna get a song as well to this, man? Like, Messi and Sancho and on the track.
Call him Tato.
You
Tired
gotta,
it so.
you gotta sing Tatiana
Tired it so.
erotic
Tired it so.
Wait.
I call it tired it so. Tired it so. Tired it so. Tired it so.
Let HH sing for a
Abdul,
bit.
what do you want? Abdul, what do you
That's
want?
fine.
Abdul, what do you
So
want?
if they're loaned to the government, aren't they basically owned by Queen Lizzie?
Abdul, by this time next week, everything will flow through, and Chelsea's summer transfer window is gonna go.
Wait, I have a question for the people who live in England. Is it known what team Queen Lizzie supports?
What's that supposed to mean?
Ricardo, what's the question?
No, for the people who live in England, is it known
What team does Queen? Let me Google it.
Ricardo.
What team does Queen Lizzie support?
It's apparently Arsenal. That's what I believe when I first read it. It's apparently Arsenal.
Interesting.
I'm gonna Google.
There's no way. If she supported Arsenal, she would be dead by now.
Oh my god.
No.
Okay,
It's not
Arsenal.
It's not Arsenal. It's not Arsenal. It's West Ham. It's actually West Ham.
The Bubble Merchants.
No comments. English Silence FC. LL, why are you Mounts-ophobic? World Cup 22, we're coming. I love Mount. He's just a mid player. And when Todby comes through, Mount is not going to have a place in this team. Because the first thing that Todby is going to do is going to get rid of Mount. Guys.
And bring Conor Gallagher in.
The domination is coming. So, guys.
Well done.
Right.
Actually, look, I know we'll be back on Friday, but guys, there are a few weeks. Liverpool against Real Madrid. What do we say?
Oh man, that game is coming a lot closer. It's just you can't count
Ricardo. It says Ricardo. I cannot wait for that game.
But you know, Liverpool.
I have a sick feeling Liverpool are going to do it.
You think so? I don't know if that's a jinx, but
Ricardo, don't you think like Liverpool recently they've been stumbling a little bit? Like
they have been. That's why it's making me unsure because Liverpool haven't been looking too convincing as of late. Yeah. But Real Madrid have been playing really well. But
because what
Ricardo, when was the last time Liverpool lost a game this year, man? Though
no, that is true. But like I'm saying, in terms of performance, like you want to go into the finals in tip-top form. That like.
I don't disagree with it. It is dangerous when you're still unbeaten, winning games, and you're playing badly. So
Magpies, not being able to score against Alonso in 120 minutes. That's an L in my book.
No, Bob. They're saving themselves for the use of guys. It's this the big one.
You kept saying, wait, Ricardo, you kept saying PSG they're saving themselves for the Champions League, and look what happened.
Abdul, LSG,
they're saving
LSG.
They're saving themselves for the
they're not like a lifesaver, bro. Come on.
Ricardo isn't a PSG fan. I thought it was a Barca fan.
No, I am a Barca fan, but I'm about to go on loan to Newcastle too. To be honest.
Yeah, join the club, man. Join the club.
Stocks are low. Stocks are low right now. There's a good.
The stocks are low, bro.
Stocks are low. You can invest in Newcastle, man.
Yeah, I'm getting my jersey next year, so it might take a while for it to get here. I just want to see who they sign first, and I'm all in. I'm putting all my chips in.
Dibs, we're signing Dibs and the Oos.
Ricardo, we actually have the real Bruno. We actually
guys. On a scale of 1 to 10, how worried are you with what Todby will do this summer? Like 1 to 10. Like 10 means like you're like really scared, and 1 is
we're Newcastle fans, so we're not particularly worried, man.
Abdul, scale of 1 to 10, how scared are you of what Todby could do this summer? How scared?
9.
Wait, how good he could do?
I'm seeing.
Ricardo, he said 9. Ricardo, he said 9.
I'm seeing Jules. I'm seeing the Jules. I'm seeing the Dowski. You're interested?
Pie stew. How scared are you? 1 to 10. It's pie stew. Pie stew.
Sorry, I just can't stop laughing.
It's gonna 4 to 10.
I just haven't got past the fact that he doesn't own the club yet.
Wait, no, actually, I think it's gone through. Let me check ups with Chelsea. I think it's gone through. I think it's gone through.
Absolutely, Chelsea. There's another Madrid extra.
No, don't do that. No, they could.
He needs to get it done. That's what I'm saying. Like, if he can get it done, then we could talk.
It's actually, they're actually not, because that Lewandowski story, like the article said, Chelsea are interested in Lewandowski despite him favoring a move to Barcelona. Absolute Chelsea, they just throw Chelsea interested in Lewandowski. Like
no, they're good. Don't diss my guys, man. Don't diss my guys.
Also, how can Chelsea sign until they can actually? How can they sign a player when they can't sell? How a little miss HH? How can Chelsea sign a player when they can't even sell tickets to their own fans?
Magpies, don't hate the player, hate the game. Don't hate the player, hate the game. Don't hate the player.
You know what's funny? Under all this facade, HH is like hurting on the inside.
It's actually true.
Do
you miss Brown?
No, here's the thing. Based on all the L's we've taken, it's time that Chelsea get a big dub. Because things have to balance. We've taken so many L's this season. I'm seeing things are looking eye for the summer window. Things are looking eye for the summer window because again, it's all about balance. The balance is this has been negative. Tomorrow's going to be positive. Yesterday we suffered. Tomorrow we
suffer even more.
Yesterday we suffered. Tomorrow we seek. Yesterday we suffered. Tomorrow we see. Because guys, I could have a skiing striker. I could have a Ooze to the right. I could have an Ansu Fati to the left. I could have a Idriss as a number 10. I'll be coming through.
Labil, don't forget Labil.
Nah, but it's like all jokes aside, like he's not gonna be another Roman, like that. But what do you expect from him? Like, do you actually?
It's not even him. It's isn't it run by a consortium?
No, it's him. It's him. Forget that. It's him. Abdul, let me talk to you right now. I understand. Abdul, let me talk to Abdul. Abdul, let me listen. I understand that Bram. It ain't gonna be like Bram. Those days are over.
Yeah, it's not.
But this, I've got a feeling about Hot B.
Abdul.
Abdul, hold on. I've got a feeling about Hot.
Bro, hold on.
So, I've got a feeling about Toto.
Does HH know that he calls it soccer?
I've got a feeling about Tad.
He says soccer.
Like guys, this summer's going to be interesting. This summer window, I think we're gonna have fun. We're gonna have some fun.
HH, the first thing he's gonna do is change Chelsea's name. It's not gonna be CFC. It's gonna be CSC, Chelsea Soccer Club. So you gotta get ready.
Wait, hold on, wait. Josh Bud says, Todby's first steps, dad to his own club. What?
Todby, first stepdad to his own club.
Well, I'm assuming because he's not going to really own it.
That's borderline brick.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think that's what he means.
Josh, you better take that trash back. He's going to be the full owner. He's going to be the full owner. Josh, you better take that back. He's going to be the full owner. Josh.
Somebody called your club Blue Balls FC.
The guys are haters, but no. Chelsea are hated, man. The envy is crazy. Mo, I swear, I go to Barca and Umtiti is being linked to Arsenal.
Oh, please take on, please.
Shut up.
Look, and as much as I say, Arsenal, those guys are. So guys, look, man, we'll be back here on Friday, man. Friday, we'll be back here. Peace out, stay true, one love. Peace.